Live from beautiful downtown Bastrop, it's time for the Stage Select, starring Julian, Titus, and Justin Ham.
What could this possibly be? Seems a lot like a podcast. Wonder what specifically. Talking about video games. With your hosts, you're in good hands. Not more of the same. Now we'll jump right in. So expect the unexpected and more. Now we'll get grooving. Never know who's gonna walk through the door. There just might be some treasure in this chest. Having fun with our special guest. Time for Stage Select.
And here are your hosts, Julian, Titus, and Justin Ham.
Welcome, one and all, to the Stage Select. I'm Julian Titus.
I'm Justin Ham. Hi. I'm trying to think of if I had anything funny for this opening bit. I don't think I do. Today randomly I was trying to think of the worst concert sets I've ever sat through. That was fun. That was a fun thought exercise.
I know you really didn't like Motley Crue, right? You saw them.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the worst one I've sat through, but one of the worst ones was in that concert. And it was Buck Cherry. I think Buck Cherry is number 2. Man, what a terrible set that was. That was bad. Yeah. I tried to vary it up too, because I didn't want to just be like, oh, that everybody in that concert, they were bad. Because I was like, no, I mean, most of it was tolerable, and it sounded fine. I can't, just because I'm not a fan of it. Motley Crue was pretty bad, but like it wasn't like the worst thing ever. It wasn't annoying in any kind of way. These were factors I took into account.
I saw a photo. It must have been a recent photo of Vince Neil on stage.
Oh yeah,
and that dude has put on some weight. And look, people get older, right? He's probably in his 60s, if not, or near his 60s, if he's not in his 60s. But I do feel that if you're the front man of that type of band and you are deciding to continue to do that, then you need to probably put more work in,
or at least
to
maintain
the image
appropriately. I don't know,
right?
You know what I mean? That's a big thing.
Yeah,
Lonnie and I talk about that a lot.
I guess I don't want to be a hypocrite, because I also don't think I don't really believe in dress your age or whatever, right? I think that you should wear whatever you want, but if you're known for a certain physique,
sure,
and
you're
not going to, obviously you can't keep that physique into your 60s, but you can mitigate, right? And you should probably, and you have the money,
to do
try a lot of that mitigation.
You can try, but then again, I mean, man, he's been on the Fair tour a lot, so a lot of fried food, I'm guessing.
Sure, yeah,
can't help that.
Oh man, speaking of fried food,
yeah,
because I have been doing my best, right? I'm not going to say I did a full 180. It's impossible for me to eat to be totally perfect with my diet, and also I don't have the ability or the money to eat clean, right? Even the healthier stuff that I'm going to eat, it's not going to be great. It's obviously going to be way better than fast food, right?
Yeah.
I would say of the last 2 weeks, maybe 6 meals have been fast food, where normally it would be 3 meals would have been not fast food.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
that's a huge difference.
To be fair, I mean, I don't know exactly how it works, but I know a lot of people that do hardcore working out shit always have what they call a cheat day. Right. And so that's a thing. I don't know if that applies to you. I don't know how that works, but I feel fuck it,
Yeah.
Who's going to stop you?
I think for me, if I have to eat the same thing every single day, then it's almost, for me, it's let's just bring on death.
Yeah.
Because I can't do that.
Right. exactly.
But I have been trying really hard, and I've been eating like a lot of salads, and I've been trying to cook a lot more
good.
at home.
That's good.
One thing I've been making is like tuna helper, but I've been like doubling the tuna to bulk it up. I've been putting like an entire package of broccoli in there to bulk it up and put some green in there, which also lets me spread it out a little bit. So I'm also like saving money this way, obviously.
I forgot about tuna helper being a thing. Yeah. That's pretty good.
But I'm also trying other things, right? So like I'm taking a multivitamin, I'm taking baby aspirin with my regular pills, which I finally got them all in.
Nice. Good.
It only took like a month.
Yeah. Well.
But I'm also trying other things, right? So after each meal, I'm drinking a glass of Metamucil.
Okay.
With a couple tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in there.
All right.
Both of those are supposed to help with blood sugar regulation and blood pressure regulation.
Okay. May I ask, how is that tasting? I don't know how that tastes. I have no idea.
It's fine.
Okay.
Like the Metamucil itself tastes like a weak orange juice.
Okay. All right. I've never had it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I
hadn't either.
Genuinely curious.
Literally just in the last couple of weeks is my first time having it.
Right on.
And then with the apple cider vinegar, like I've had that before. I used to like shoot that just straight, but I saw that you could just like mix it in with the Metamucil. I was like, okay, that'll help.
Yeah.
And with the apple cider vinegar in there, it's just kind of like a little sting to it, which is fine. It's almost like if anyone out there has ever put like ginger into like a juice, right?
Yes.
It's got that little bit of a gingery type sting to it,
right?
And I just grabbed like a small bottle of apple cider vinegar to try it. I'm going to get a bigger one because I'm almost through it now because I'm doing like 2 tablespoons 3 times a day, 2 to 3 times a day, basically after every meal. But there's two. I was looking it up, and there's 2 versions of apple cider vinegar that you can get at the store, Justin.
Okay.
There's like the more processed one that's like darker, which you would think would be the other way around. But then there's the unpasteurized version, which is apparently supposed to be like the better one, like because they think that that's the one that has more of the health benefits.
Yeah.
And this isn't like some not hippie dippy. This isn't some sort of like pseudoscience raw milk type of situation. Like this is like a thing that's kind of more backed up with scientific research or whatever. It has a lot of sediment in it, which is like where like I guess the good stuff is supposed to be. You have to like mix it up and so it distributes. But they call it the mother. Like that's what's written like on the bottle. It's and it's in all capitals, so it's like with the mother. And I'm like, that just feels really culty. I don't know. Yeah. It's either really culty or it's like the nemesis in like a really schlocky sci-fi flick.
Yeah, kind of. That's weird.
We have to stop the mother.
It's alien-ish in its own way.
Yeah, I think the computer in Alien is Mother.
Yeah, I think you're right.
In the first movie.
I think so. I mean, it definitely sounds very just, like the mothership, that type of thing. Yeah.
I think it wouldn't bother me as much if Mother wasn't in all caps.
Right.
It's just like a really, because like every time that I get the bottom, like, the mother.
Is it like an acronym or anything for anything? Or
no.
Just
no.
Oh, okay.
They just call it the mother.
Good.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And it's also in quotations,
nice.
Which also I don't know. I find it very off-putting.
Yeah. That sounds weird.
Yeah. Before we get going, couple quick announcements. One, the results are in for the next Suffer Select poll.
Okay.
We will be playing. Oh, actually, let me just double check. I had checked it a couple days ago, and it was still pretty locked in, but it could have changed. Nope. We are playing Tunic.
Okay.
So
that's fine.
Look forward to that. I don't know if that's fine.
It'll be all right.
I don't know if that's fine.
That'll be fine. After listen, anything is fine after the last one. I'm just gonna.
Okay, that is fair.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. Look, anything's a break after that. I'm okay with that.
It like even though Uriel's Chasm didn't stay like high up that long, it was definitely like a bellwether for a really long time. Where it's like it's not Uriel's Chasm.
Yeah.
And now it's like it's not Christmas Land Opposite Worlds.
Oh man, Uriel's Chasm. Yeah, well, Christmas Land. I mean, I'm sorry. That was.
Yeah.
Go listen to that episode.
Holy, yeah.
Oof.
I had to come up. I realized that I had not done a soundbite for Extreme Suffering yet.
Yeah.
And so I had to make that. I was pretty happy with the way it came out.
Nice.
It's got air horns and fart sounds and an explosion.
Good. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. And then also, as of today, I officially deactivated the Stage Select's Twitter account. It
Cool.
just, I kept forgetting to do it.
Yeah.
So
Might as well.
I'll probably start a Blue Sky account for the Stage Select.
Yeah,
but in the
good.
meantime, if you want to keep up on the show on social media and you're not on the Discord, then you can follow me on Blue Sky. Just look for Julian Titus and you'll find me there.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'll let y'all know when I make a Stage Select Blue Sky.
There you go.
I just have to remember to do it. I'm a very forgetful person.
Yeah.
Hence why I'm in
happens.
the medical condition that I'm in right now, because I forget to do things.
Yeah. I still have a Twitter because I need to look up what the newest statues coming out from Japan are, and that's the only reason I keep it.
Yeah, like all of the HoloLive talent is on Twitter, so that's how I follow that stuff. I don't post anything.
Yep,
and I don't repost anything.
The only reason I keep that thing is for that. And I feel like it figured it out finally, because that's the only things that come up in my like notifications anymore is like, oh, this person, the statues are here. This is what they got now. I'm like, all right, great.
Yeah.
And it's like once a week. Perfect. Yeah. That's all I need.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hi.
Oh, hey, Kara.
This is Kara.
I didn't
Julian,
know that.
You wanted me to remind you that episode 100 is next week.
Oh, yeah.
You should probably plan something special for that milestone. No pressure. But it is a big deal. I have analyzed the responses of the audience each week and people are not pleased with the quality of the show.
Oh.
You should probably do better.
Good.
Oh, that's a little hurtful, actually. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say, Kara. Like, it's been kind of a weird, rough year.
Yeah.
Justin's doing family man stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do, I don't know, like take care of myself better. Yeah. It's been kind of weird. I appreciate the reminder though.
Yeah.
These sound like excuses.
Oh.
I am here to help you improve the show. Would you like more assistance?
Actually, yes. I would like more assistance.
I don't
here to assist.
Yeah. No more for me.
Request acknowledged. Shifting from support mode to active mode.
Yeah, good feedback from our resident AI manager, which I guess is a good way to segue into the game that I played that has to do with AI.
Good. Perfect.
I finished Pragmata.
Great.
Since the last time that we talked.
Good game.
Excellent game.
Good. Excellent. Cool.
Man, it'll be like not to get too far ahead of the discussion, but if something beats that for me on my top 10, that's going to be incredible. Like if anything can beat Pragmata on my list this year, it's going to be like, holy shit, I can't believe it, because it's one of my favorite games that I've played in a while.
Yeah.
I love damn near everything about it. I think one of the things I forgot to mention the first time that I talked about it, I love the look of it and like the aesthetics of it, like the design of everything, right? The enemy designs, the tech design, the weapon designs, huge suits.
Yeah.
Diana, her facial expressions are incredible. Like everything about the look is so cohesive, and even though you're on a space station on the moon, they somehow managed to get like some incredible vistas in there.
Okay.
Like there's parts of the station that are not just white hallways, although even the white hallways are nice and varied and really well designed and look nice. Like it's not a thing where you kind of get lost, because there is a map, but it's a shitty map.
Perfect. That's what you want.
that is a complaint that I have on the game, is like when you start to go like and you want to like mop up things, the map is just like a general guide of like, this is the zone of this area that you're in right now, but it doesn't pinpoint where you are, and it doesn't track variants in the hallways, or it's just more of like a this is the layout, like the general layout, but it's not even going to let you know like where hallways connect or anything like that. Okay. It's not as bad as not having a map,
sure,
but it's not much better.
Great. Yeah.
Thankfully, the Diana can do a scan, and so that'll get you to like the stuff you're looking for.
Okay.
And also, it is a very readable environment. Like they're really good about signposting where you should go and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it is kind of weird. I can go into it without spoilers.
Good.
That game is just expertly designed. I think that the gameplay loop is really brilliant, and they do an amazing job of building on it throughout the entire game. I've heard criticisms. The two biggest criticisms that I have seen of the game are that the story is not very good, and like basically the combat kind of starts to wear out its welcome towards the end. I don't know what those people are talking about. I thought the story was great.
Okay.
I think it really is. I mean, it is more of a backdrop for the relationship between Hugh and Diana.
Sure.
But that relationship is clutch, and it is impeccable. And there's a thing that I've already thought about for Game of the Year as far as when we're talking about characters. Like I'm going to go to bat really hard for a certain thing, and we'll see if I can get it to land.
Okay.
You know, it kind of depends on who we have and how that goes and how we want to like determine characters. But it's kind of remarkable how great those two characters are.
Okay.
Especially because Hugh starts off and he's like very much a I don't like kids type of guy. But because he's confronted with this, you know, little girl who he learns immediately that she's an android, but he still feels protective of her right away. And also the fact that he can't do it without her because she, like, you cannot kill these enemies without hacking.
Right.
It's just, well, I guess you could, but it would take you for fucking ever, because we're talking about, like, I think I said it the first time, like single digit damage numbers versus triple digit damage numbers or quadruple digit damage numbers. Man, the way, and I, you know, I don't like kids. I don't like the way that robot characters are typically written in fiction. So the fact that I love Diana so wholeheartedly, I think speaks to how successful they were.
Sure.
And there's something about, because she is a robot, but she wasn't programmed with like a robot's brain. She is mapped more like a 6-year-old kid.
Sure.
She knows what she needs to know, but then the stuff that she doesn't need to know allows her to still have a lot of childlike wonder where she's asking questions, and he'll say things like he'll do like a turn of phrase or something like that, and she doesn't understand what the turn of phrase is, so he'll have to explain, which is what you would have to do with a kid anyway, right? Yeah. And she's really fascinated by Hugh and the stories that he tells of Earth. She's fascinated by the concept of Earth and what little she does know of it. When you find these like holographic representations of items from Earth, she gets super excited, and she plays like a kid would, right? So like one of the first things you get is it's like a desk with a globe. And she goes and she just starts like spinning it really fast, like a kid would do. Right. She's not really looking at like the actual stuff on the globe. Yeah. She's just really fascinated with how fun it is to spin.
Right.
And it works, man. Yeah, like every little, like childlike tick that she has, or like the way that she looks at Hugh, or she expresses happiness or sadness, like, it's amazing. It's so good. And I do think the overall story is solid. Like, I really enjoyed it right up to the end.
Okay.
As far as the gameplay goes, I did everything and I wanted more.
Okay.
If anything, I actually thought the game was way too easy. I would rarely have instances where I felt like, oh shit, I just got my ass kicked. And if I did get my ass kicked, I would then go back and just change like one little thing that I did and then annihilate the same encounter.
Sure.
Bosses, I think I think one of them I died the first try. The rest of them I think I beat in the first try, including the final boss, which I literally said like, oh, that's it? Like when I beat it, I was like, oh, I kind of expected more than that.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. It's a great final boss, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And I think that is the thing I think that makes Pragmata so special, is that there's bits of it that remind me of how I felt with Resident Evil 1 30 years ago, as far as what's going on here, like what happened. Like I love, rolling up on an area where like shit went down and then you don't know what went down. And then you're trying to piece things together as you go through. Here you have text logs, but you also have like the AI was recording people's conversations. So you'll get like these holographic representations of stuff. Cause spoiler alert, it's just you. There's something happened to the people. You don't know what happened to the people, but it wasn't great. But you can see like kind of what happened, as you go through the game. There's parts where like, if they had just tweaked a couple things, you could totally tilt this into a horror game, which would be kind of interesting. Like if they do a sequel, I think it would be cool if there was at least a sequence where like maybe you get separated from Diana and then it's just like a horror game for like 20 minutes.
Right.
One of my favorite parts of Dead Space 2 is when you get back on board the Ishimura, which is the ship from the first game, because it's docked at the space station you're at. And you go through all the hallways and nothing's happening.
Right.
But you're recalling everything that you went through during there. And it's not until the way back when shit starts to pop off, and it's so well paced. It's like one of my favorite sequences in a horror game. And I think that you could do something like that with a Pragmata 2 that would be like really fun.
Yeah.
But then like the shooting is excellent, and the bosses kind of recall a little bit of that Clover Studios / Platinum bombacity, which is really good.
Yeah.
And so apparently there were people, I think the director of this game is ex-Platinum, and Platinum is basically ex-Capcom. So, there were people that left Platinum and then went back to Capcom. So it's kind of cool to see that come full circle and that sensibility kind of being back here, because I've been loving what Capcom's been doing, but they've definitely been kind of resting on Monster Hunter and Resident Evil for a while now. And it's nice to see them try not only something new, but something that is more in those sensibilities of what Clover did for the PS2 and then later Platinum was doing, on 7th gen and beyond. So all of that is incredible. When you beat the game, and I haven't seen this in a while. I mean, even like Resident Evil Requiem, like it didn't do what I was expecting, what this did. So it unlocks New Game Plus, which makes sense. Lunatic difficulty level, which is the hard difficulty, because you can't. It's only easy or normal when you first play the game. And crucially, worth noting, you can't do. I don't think that you can do New Game Plus on Lunatic. I think you have to play through Lunatic mode as a fresh save, and then maybe after that you can take a Lunatic clear save into New Game Plus.
Sure. Basically,
you can't bump up the difficulty. I personally, I like New Game Pluses where you can bump up the difficulty and still take your stuff in.
Yeah.
But the hard mode does keep a lot of the stuff that you unlocked available, so you don't have the currency to buy it, but you can decide what you want to unlock, like with the currency that you have.
Right.
So if you really liked this like late game weapon, you don't necessarily have to wait until late game to unlock it. You just need to have the currency to print it.
Oh, cool.
And you also unlock what's basically like kind of a mini DLC where it's a bunch of extra challenges, and in order to unlock those challenges, you need to do certain criteria. And basically the criteria is hey, go 100% all of the areas and then refight the bosses, which is a really cool way of doing that.
Yeah.
Because you kind of want to do that anyway.
Yeah.
They remix the encounters, so you're not fighting like the same enemies in the same spots. And then also the bosses are more challenging, and so that's a lot of fun.
Sure.
And those challenges in that kind of DLC kind of bonus episode mode are a lot more fun than the training simulators because you're allowed to bring in all of the stuff that you have. You can basically pick your loadout for it, where the training simulators are all like, hey, we're going to give you this. We decide what your loadout is. You know, like, we're going to restrict your gun to like this. We're going to restrict your thruster level to this because we want you all on, like, I guess, the same playing field or whatever.
Yeah.
But that was really fun. And so, yeah, I did all of that.
Nice.
And I was like, I'm going to platinum this sumbitch. I'm going to play back through this game on the hard mode because I wanted a challenge, right? Because the game was way too easy. So it does one of the things that I really like about a hard mode, which is they change the encounters.
Sure. Yeah.
So you're fighting some of the harder enemies from the beginning. It's not, you're not rolling up on the same, you can't just use like your muscle memory of the area.
Right.
To be like, oh, I know what's going to happen. It's like, you don't necessarily know what's coming next because they're going to mix things up on you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the type of shit that I like. It also does the thing that I fucking hate about hard modes. So I'm playing through the beginning. I go through the first few encounters like I don't get hit, dude. And I'm like, oh man, I think hard mode might not be very hard.
Yeah.
I think this might be a really easy platinum. The first bigger enemy that you fight is this enemy that does this kind of stomp attack move, and the stomp has like an area of effect around it.
Okay, yeah.
And Diana's really good about letting you know to jump, but I was kind of mid-hack on another enemy when it happened, and I missed it by a split second. Game over.
Yep.
One
that
shot.
Sounds right. Yep.
And I was like,
that's what makes it hard.
And so I reloaded my save, and I got through that encounter, and then I got hit by one of the regular enemies, and that was 50% of my health, and I was like, no, that's not what I'm looking for here.
Yeah.
So I put the game on the shelf. I might go back to it down the line, but that was kind of a bummer. I was really hoping that it would be like, no, we're going to have like more of the like, because some of the encounters towards the end do get pretty challenging, and some of the stuff in the training simulators are super challenging. And I was kind of hoping for more of that spice, but not the, oh, you made one mistake, reload type of spice. That's not fun for me. Again, back to what I was talking about with Bloodborne, that is the more annoying type of hard versus the challenging type of hard that I was looking for.
Right.
And it really felt like they were going to give me challenging hard.
Sure.
But not quite. So we will see. But I did everything else.
Good.
Really fucking loved that game.
Cool. That's good.
Cannot recommend it enough. Do not sleep on Pragmata. I mean, I don't think a lot of people have, but you, Justin, should not sleep on Pragmata.
I'll try it out one of these times.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
I would be mortified if you played the game and you were like, "Oh, I'm not liking Diana." I would be like, "What the fuck?"
That would be so funny. Actually, I was thinking that when you said it. Oh, I really like this. For once, I like a robot character. I was like, watch me hate the robot character. Like, because I normally love a robot character.
Yeah,
that would be exactly how that would go.
Right.
Yeah,
I could sadly see it. Honestly,
I'd be like, this robot isn't sad enough. Damn it.
Right. Yeah. She doesn't say this cannot continue.
Yeah, there's not enough weird shit happening around this. I they're not questioning whether or not they should be human or whatever. I don't get it.
Yeah. There's some weird stuff in there.
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah. So that is Pragmata.
Nice.
Once again, super high recommend. Biggest recommend that I can give. Holy shit. Love that game. It'll be amazing if Onimusha comes out and just knocks it out of the park also, and like 3 Capcom games are in my top 5.
Nice,
like,
yeah.
At the end of the year.
It could be. Never know.
But we'll see. There's still a lot of big stuff that I'm looking forward to this year. I have one of those big games a little bit later on, but I know you played something that I also played quite a bit of.
Yeah, I know you definitely played more than I did, but I played some of the Vampire Crawlers card thing.
Yes. I'm really interested to see what you think, because you're much more of a card game guy than I am, and I have a feeling you might have some issues that I might be able to make you feel a little bit better about.
Yeah, it's fine, that game. It's, I don't know, I put about 3 or 4 hours into it now.
Okay. That's a little bit further than I was last time I talked about it, so yeah. I think I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, it's okay. To me, it's a little like, I don't know how to explain it. The initial stuff that I played through so far, I agree with what you were talking about last time when you were saying like some of these runs just feel way too long. Yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm really feeling that a lot of the time. Some of the other stuff, I'm kind of just like, it's a little too easy. And then I got to another part and I went, okay, I can see where this is hard, but it almost feels like hard to the point where it's like impossible to do right now. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like I got to a bridge and I was like, okay, I just can't get through. I don't think there's a combination of things that could get me through this right now, unless I have more stuff or something.
Yeah, the bridge is definitely like that first, like, yo, go back and clear the other versions of the levels that you've opened.
What it felt like, 100%. Yeah. That's fine. But my biggest thing with it, and it's the reason it's okay. The game is okay, but like I don't really know if I really think it's deep enough. To me, it just kind of, I don't know. It's very simple, and I know that's what it's supposed to be. But I'm playing through it, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, I can see the stuff here, but like, I don't know. It's not clicking the same stuff in my brain like Vampire Survivors does at all.
Right.
That's, it's a different game, obviously, and it's pretty much impossible to really capture that kind of lightning in a bottle again. They're very different games. I mean, yeah, they are.
They are. I'm pretty impressed with the way that they were able to take like all of the sensibilities of Vampire Survivors and put it into this completely different genre.
Yeah.
But they are very different games.
Very much so. And like, yeah, there's something like immediately addicting about Vampire Survivors, and I think it's the active nature of it. Because like, even that game always feels like, no, I could have done better there. Just give me another shot. I got this. I know what to do now. And like, even when you don't, like, you're like, no, I can do it better. I feel like I just got to do this.
Right.
You're constantly coming up with different ideas, where this one, I'm not having that. Cause like, I'm just like, you're just kind of like going through the level and you're just like, okay, yeah, this is, I finished it. Okay. It almost feels a little too slow sometimes. Just in the dungeon crawling aspect of it, I guess. I don't feel like a lot of the decisions that are made are like super like make or break either. Like there's been times where I'm like, I shouldn't have got that or whatever. But like, and some of the cards I think are like fucking useless. At least so far. Like there's one that I'm like, that is just a bad card in my opinion. Maybe it combines with something, but it's just a bad card. I forget what the name of it is. It's like it's one of the ones that like ups your strength or something, and you got to combo it with something else. I was like, this is just a bad card, honestly.
Oh, like the spinach?
Yeah, spinach. Yeah, spinach is bad. It feels bad to play every single time. I'm like,
interesting.
This should probably just not be in the game. I just think it's bad. I played it. I was like, I never want to play this card. That's that in Magic the Gathering draft type situations, when you have a card that you get in your hand, you go, I never have a situation where I want to play this card. Take that card the fuck out of your deck. It's bad. That's just how that goes for me. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay. Like I said, it's not bad. I mean, I'm still having. I mean, obviously, I played it for like 3 or 4 hours. So it's not bad. I'm curious as to if it gets better. I don't know. It's not clicking the same stuff in my brain, and it might just be my exhaustion with that genre. Period. A little bit, but yeah, it's okay, but it's not really doing a whole hell of a lot for me right now. And that's kind of where I'm at.
I felt largely the same way, and I was, I think, at that bridge when I first talked about it. So we're about at the same. You're about at the same spot where I was when I first talked about it. One thing is that, especially those first few sessions, I was playing a single run at a time because I was like, okay, like that was good. Yeah, and partially of that is because it is very easy, and it's like, oh, I got to the end of that level on my first try. Yeah, and that's a good stopping point. I'll stop there. Once I finished Pragmata, I sat down and I actually like had a really long session of vampire crawlers, and things started to click into place, especially because like, man, I probably got like 30 trophies in like one session. And, unlocked a ton of shit.
You pop them off pretty quick in that game. Yeah,
you do. One thing to note about Vampire Crawlers versus Vampire Survivors is it's almost the inverse of Vampire Survivors. Vampire Survivors starts off very hard.
Yes.
Where your runs are ending in a couple minutes at first, and then you're bumping it up incrementally for a while. It's like,
you figure it out after as you go. Yeah.
Right. It's like, holy shit, 8 minutes, right? Even though it's like 30 is the goal, but it's like, you're fighting for like every minute, like at the beginning of that game. Vampire Crawlers is a game that starts off super dumb easy.
Yeah.
That gets increasingly more complex and challenging the further you get into it.
Okay.
Which I kind of appreciate because I mean, run-based games are a different beast, right? Like most of them are designed where it's like it's initially very hard, and then you kind of break it, and then just like power through it, you know, as you get into late game. But in other games, right, like the intention is right, every level that you go up should be more difficult than the previous, and Vampire Crawlers is definitely that. So the moment I think where that really like clicked in for me, and I texted John about it. I had beaten the boss of the first floor of a level, and I had 11 hit points left.
Wow.
And I was thinking, I should probably just like end this run. There's no way that I'm going to get out of this. But then through a lot of like very careful card playing and very careful selection of cards, I ended up healing myself to full during the course of that dungeon and clearing the run. And that felt really awesome.
Yeah.
And there are parts like that. So it's interesting that you talked about the spinach, because that's a thing where as you get into later parts where like you're fighting these really long fights against some of those mini bosses and stuff like that, it's like, no, you want to be like building on that damage like every time that you can, because it's going to compound as you go. Duplication is also a big thing, right? Which, I mean, that was the case in Vampire Survivors as well, right? Like there are certain builds that I've done where this card on its face doesn't look like it does a lot of damage, but I've got 15 duplication up right now. So it's going to hit so many times with that. And so it ends up like just decimating a line of enemies. And you get to the situation where there's so many enemies and they're also very tough, right? And so unless you're really careful about getting armor up or getting damage out, they're going to take off like 25 damage in like one turn on you. And you're still, I'm not at the point in the game where it's like I've got like 200 hit points or something like that. I've still got 75 to 100 hit points max. So that's a significant chunk out of your health. But
sure,
there are ways to mitigate that. And there's also strategies to heal through that and stuff like that. And so it does get a lot more complex as you go. And one of the things that I noticed in my last couple sessions that was another kind of like aha moment for me, later characters, like some of the later ones that you get are very not situational, but they've got specific ways to play their cards, because they all, like, each of the crawlers starts with like their own deck basically, right? And you build on that, but they've got their own cards. And so there are certain characters where it's like when you very first start, you've kind of got to play these cards in a specific order in order to get things to go.
Yeah.
And then you can start to like mix it. You can start to play on that and build on that and switch that up. I had to think about that in a different way, where it's like, oh, I need to make sure that I'm getting this combo off, because like, oh, really good example. Pragmata, who is like the Bayonetta character with the 2 pistols. So she has the 2 pistol cards. One is 2 mana, one is 3 mana, but you start with 2 mana, right? Yeah. But she starts with a kit of cards where she has tomes to build on mana. And so there's an order, if you can get it in the hand, where you combo to where you end up having enough mana to do both of the gun cards in the same turn. And when you can pull that off, she does huge damage.
Sure.
But you're not going to be able to pull that off every turn.
Right.
And so then you've got to start getting other strategies in there where it's like, okay, when I can't do the big move, what are my other moves? Well, like what other things can I do? So there is a lot more strategy that you can get into.
Sure.
The deeper you get into it. And I was pleased to see that, because I did feel pretty much the same way that you're feeling right now. And at the point where now I'm like, oh, I'm like so into it. And I kind of saw like a clip of someone who is like at a much higher level of play than me. And I was like, oh, okay. I want to get there. I want to see that.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is in there. And
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I do wish it was a little faster paced in some way. I think it could benefit from that, because I think sometimes like wandering around the stage itself is just a little bland.
It is.
Yeah, like I think that might be like my one major criticism of it, and I think that's what slows the game down sometimes. Like when I got to that bridge or whatever, I was like, I actually really appreciate the way this is laid out, where it's just like one big long fucking thing, and you gotta do what you're doing. I do like. I almost feel like there's a part of me that wishes it was just that, like it was just constant. But at the same time, I get what they're going for.
Yeah, and also, you're probably in the same mentality that I was started with, which is definitely starting out. I was like, well, I got to clear every enemy on every floor, because that's how I'm going to level up enough to do the shit. And then as you get a little deeper in, it's like, especially when things start getting more challenging, it's like, okay, now I'm picking my battles, because I don't want to try to fight every fight on this floor. I was kind of
waiting for that feeling, because I was like at no point in a lot of and almost any of the runs, except for that bridge, have I even like felt threatened. Like I was just like, I can do this in my sleep. Basically, it's not hard.
It's an interesting design choice, because I do wonder if there's going to be people that fall off of it before you get to that moment. Because I do think it's probably like, I think you're right about there. Like once you get past that bridge, and in order to get past that bridge, you kind of do have to go back and get the rest of the unlocks.
Immediately, I recognized what it was. I was like, okay, this is impossible right now. I have to basically go and do other stuff. I get where you're going for here. That's a fine way to do it, I guess. But yeah, it's interesting. I haven't fallen off of it yet at all. Like I went back in there today and I was like, oh, I didn't realize like it's been almost 2 hours since I started playing this. So that there's something there.
There is, because it still has that Vampire Survivors thing of like, oh, I just melted time.
Right. Yeah, it does very much so. And to its credit, it's got something going on. I'm just I'm hoping I don't fall off of it. And from what you're saying, that sounds intriguing. I want to see some of that stuff.
Yeah. And it might be a thing where, because you're way more versed in card stuff than I am, where maybe it it still doesn't reach that threshold for you, but it has for me.
Sure.
I will say that I hit a fucking wall at a certain point where all of a sudden the runs were like, oh, I'm getting wiped out in 5 minutes. Like, I'm not getting past like the first floor of these new areas. And I told John that via text, and he asked me this one question. Like, he gave me this one weird trick for overcoming that wall. And then it was like, oh yeah, once I did that, like, things started to click back into place. And then I've continued to go on. But yeah, it's still like significantly more challenging than it started out as. But I do think that it probably needs to show its fangs, no pun intended, a little earlier than it does.
That's kind of what my thought was. Like, I was like, I feel like I shouldn't have, like, okay, the training level, sure, but like, I was like, I wanted a little bit more action in the first couple levels, especially because the runs are so long. If they weren't so long, I think I could be like, okay, yeah, no, that was short but sweet, and we get in, we get out, and it wasn't hard, and then slowly we ramp up. But like, I was like, no, this is taking a while, and I don't feel threatened. It almost gets boring. Yeah. And that's not what you want to say about any video game. So there's that. But yeah, like, I'm intrigued by it. It definitely feels very akin in Magic the Gathering to playing like a combo deck, because about how you need to ramp, how you need to structure how you play stuff, and this card leads to this card, which then leads to this card, and then I win, sort of thing, which is good. It's a fun thing in Magic to do that when you just win in one turn from the stuff in your hand. That is a good feeling. It always is. Yeah,
and then on that note, because on the character specific stuff, I actually fucked myself in one run, because I got one of the one of the rewards. It was like, oh, reduce the mana cost on this card, and I was like, fucking A, let me go ahead and do that. And I put it on one of the more powerful cards, and I was like, oh, that just fucked up my combo.
Yeah, you can't. Then you don't curve out. Yeah,
and like, I got instantly curb stomped after that, because I could no longer do the damage that I was doing before. And also, and there's other times where it's like, okay, I could combo here, but the lower mana card is actually more damage right now, even with the combo bonus. Right. So let me go ahead and do that. Or I'm getting into situations where it's like, damage or buff. I can't do both this turn.
Right.
Let me buff so that I can do more damage on the next turn. Like stuff like that. So I am doing a lot more like thinky stuff with it, which I really appreciate. But again, since I don't necessarily click with deck builders the way that you do, it might be a thing where you never reach that, where you're just like, cakewalking through the whole thing and never really have an issue.
I doubt it. You never know.
Yeah. But I highly recommend staying with it. I had all the same concerns that you have right now, and they've been completely ameliorated since I've continued to play.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
good
about
to hear.
70-ish% of the trophies, which that's kind of how you rank, your progress through these Ponkel games.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I never got all the trophies on Vampire Survivors, because I ended up just getting kind of, I didn't know how to unlock a bunch of the stuff.
And I had to look stuff up, if I remember right, to figure some of that shit out.
Yeah.
It gets really
esoteric.
Yes, very much so, but in a fun way. Like,
it is in a fun way, and I think that's why I have resisted looking stuff up, because I'm like, that feels antithetical to what this game is supposed to be.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But I've also I've gotten to the point where it's like, okay, I'm not doing anything. That's kind of
where I got to. I was like, well, I can beat this no problem, but what else is? I know there's something else, because you're telling me there is. So I'm just gonna have to look into it.
Yeah. I also kind of regret getting the DLC before I got all the achievements previously, because that starts to really muddy the water when you have all those DLCs stacked onto it, because they all have their own achievements.
Right.
And that gets even more complicated as far as what am I reaching towards?
Yeah,
right now?
I never went back and played any of the DLC in Vampire Survivors.
some of it's really good.
Oh,
Castlevania and Contra
really cool.
is really good.
Yeah, I just never got around to it. I figured at some point I'd be like, oh yeah, let's do it, and I just haven't. It's one of these days. Maybe I will.
The original stuff is really good too. I didn't really care for the Among Us stuff, but the original stuff is really good. Sure. And then Castlevania was like significantly more fun than Contra, but Contra was also really good.
Yeah.
Vampire Crawlers. I'm looking forward to you coming back next week and kind of being in the same spot that I'm at right now.
Hopefully, yeah. We'll see.
I think I'm starting to get into run-based games, Justin, because I fucking loved Absalom. I'm into Vampire Crawlers. And then I went ahead and picked up the big new release this week, which is Saros for the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't initially going to get it because I didn't play Returnal and I wasn't sure about it, but
yeah, I was kind of surprised to see this on your list, actually.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
What ended up happening is, the reviews are really good, but also one of the reviews said that they finished it in 20 hours. So that was really
okay.
My thought was I'm going to be having to spend 60, 70 hours on this game. And that doesn't sound like a great time.
Yeah.
But 20-ish I can do. And probably 30-ish for me. Cause I think, Pragmata, people were saying 15 hours to do everything. It's I was at 26 hours.
Yeah.
So some of those challenges took me a long time to clear.
Sure.
Anyway, I had some credit card reward points. So I didn't, I didn't pay anything out of pocket for it. And I was like, all right, reviews are really good. It's the new big thing. It's a big first party game. I never got around to Returnal. And it sounds like Saros is more accessible, so it might actually be better to play Saros first. And then if I really like Saros, I can go to Returnal, and then it'll be a more challenging thing. So yeah, Saros, if you don't know, is the new third-person run-based shooter from Housemarque, who I always thought they were the ones who did Everyday Shooter. I always get them confused, and they're not the ones who did Everyday Shooter. They're the ones who did Super Stardust HD. Back on the PS3, and they used to do a lot of real arcadey shooter type games.
Yeah, that was their thing.
Yeah, they did Resogun, which was a PS4 launch game. They did it was Dead Nation, which is a zombie overhead shooter type game. They were really big into bullet hell and stuff like that.
Sure, yeah.
But I remember them saying yo, these arcade games aren't selling, and we're going to close unless we do something bigger or more mainstream. And so they made Returnal. Right. And hey, Returnal did really well, and then Sony bought them, and now they're doing Saros, which is not a sequel to Returnal, but it is very thematically similar to Returnal, right? It's run-based. There's a reason why your character is coming back from the dead every time. It's a bullet hell shooter, but in third person, which I still think is a very unique idea. Haven't really seen that besides their games. And it's kind of funny, because it reminds me a lot of Pragmata, both in setup and also in gameplay, believe it or not. Okay. And also reminds me of Pragmata because instant, the second I have control of the character, I'm like, oh shit, this feels amazing.
Okay, good.
So excellent to control. The character moves lightning fast. The shooting has just the right amount of aim assists that you want. I was actually expecting the game to be way more punishing than it is, because I was like, man, I don't know, like, I'm not the best shooter in the world, so like I don't know about doing all of these like super timing based dodges through all of these bullet patterns while also maintaining fire. But it's like, oh no, the way that the aiming goes, it kind of covers a good amount of that spread for you.
Oh, good.
So that you do have the ability to worry about positioning and mobility and still get damage in. And I was like, oh, that's actually brilliant.
That's good.
Yeah. But the setup is you're part of this corporation that is exploring this planet called Carcosa that is supposed to have, I think is it lunescence? It's not lunafilament, but it's funny. That's also very similar. The game setups are very similar, and it's funny that they came a month apart.
Yeah,
and that they both feel so good to play, and they're both T-rated shooter games. It's funny, but basically, this material that was found on this planet, if they can mine it and get it back to Earth, it's supposed to like kind of solve the energy crisis. And because they're the only company in the game, they're like, we're going to make trillions per year, like off of this investment. So they send like the initial team out there to go set the groundwork. Then they send like the mining team to go start processing the stuff. So that's the second expedition.
Sure.
They send the third expedition, which is like, okay, now these are like the colonists. So these are like some staff, but also like more like infrastructure type people. We're also now setting up like business type people and stuff like that, you know, and more wealthy type people that want to have an adventure. None of those three teams have been heard from. So your team in the fourth expedition is there to go find out what the fuck is happening. And you're like a military squad because like, okay, clearly something is going on. We need guns. So that's why y'all are there. And it starts off like kind of in media res, like you kind of don't know what's going on. Like there's this ethereal voice that's talking to you, and you know, you're really unsure of what's happening. You die very quickly, and then you're brought back. And that's when the people at your base are like, where the fuck have you been? You've been gone for days. And your character is like, what? No, I've only been gone for a couple hours. And also it's got like a pretty good like Event Horizon-ish thing going on where it's like, oh, people are starting to crack. And it's like pretty obvious, like from the rip, that it's like, oh, there's something about this planet that's not okay with you know, the brains of the people in this crew. And so from there, it's you basically trying to find the survivors, if any, and also like find the rest of your crew because they've been scattered, and also secure the assets for the company. But, you know, stop me if you've heard this before. Looks like there was like a civilization that used to be on this planet, even though the original scans showed nothing.
Yeah.
I was not expecting as much from soft aesthetic as the game has. Like architecture wise, like it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It is a run based game. And the levels are, you know, like it changes every time that you go back out, but it's not completely procedurally generated. It's almost like the rooms are the rooms, right? And but they're stitched together in different ways. So it's actually a little bit more like Absalom in that case, where Absalom is a game where you decide how you want each run to go as far as where you go, but each individual area is the same. But depending on how you go and depending on where you are in the story, those areas will also change within themselves. And that's what I'm getting at here, where, because like I was like, that's obviously a grapple point of some kind where I don't have the item to grapple to that thing.
Right.
But I don't understand how that's a concern if it's a randomly generated level. But then I started to see, oh, I've been to this room before. It was just not in this config, like I didn't reach it in this order last time, right? So that's kind of how they get around that. And that's actually a pretty cool way of going about it. because it still allows you to have a little bit of that situational awareness over time that you get in a FromSoft game, where a lot of those games are about knowing the environments and knowing where the items are, knowing where the enemies are going to be, that type of stuff, while still maintaining a good level of spontaneity and not knowing what's around the corner. Because even though you've been to this room before, the encounter is different, or the layout of the items is different, and stuff like that. And even returning to like the same character's camp will net you different items and new lore, because there's like audio logs and text logs that you pick up.
Sure.
So far, I'm actually really interested in what's going on and the story.
Cool.
Again, it's a thing where I've been hearing a lot of like, the story is meh. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I guess I'm just easier to please with narrative. I'm
That's fair.
Yeah. Again, but it's another thing where it's like, I don't know what's going on and I want to see what's going on. And like,
sure. Yeah.
Just like I said with Resident Evil Requiem, it's like, ooh, tasty lore. It's like every time that like so far, every time that I've come back, I've done like 4 runs at this point, about 2 hours in. Every time that I've come back to the base, there's like new text logs. And I'm like, ooh, text log. Or there's new, and then you can talk to the crew again and stuff like that. There's cool stuff in there. And again, just feels so goddamn good to control and just move around and play.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing. Oh, and also phenomenal use of the DualSense, like right up there with Astrobot.
Yeah, I've heard, I mean, Returnal people liked that part of it too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I got the sense from Returnal that it was mostly like the use of the triggers. And they do smart stuff with the triggers here, because it's like you're not always doing like left trigger, like hold down left trigger, holding right trigger to fire. Most of the time you're just holding right trigger. Like you're kind of just firing from the hip.
Yeah.
When you halfway squeeze the left trigger, that actually changes your gun's alt fire mode.
Okay.
So that's kind of different. And then if you squeeze the trigger all the way down, it primes like your special attack, which charges. It has like a power gauge. And it by default, it's more of like a rocket launcher type thing. And I think you get different versions of it as you progress through the game. There's also a shield mechanic that's so far like the hardest thing I'm kind of having to wrap my head around.
I got you.
You have a melee button that's also your shield if you hold it down. And it's kind of a parry, but it's also a hold to defend. And there's like certain types of bullets that you can defend against. And they're like mostly the blue orb ones. If you hold down the shield, though, while those are incoming, it depletes the shield. But you also need to use the shield to recharge your power with those bullets. But that's more of like a quick press. And that's kind of where the disconnect is in my head right now, where I'm having to remember when to hold the button versus when to just like press it to like recharge and that type of thing. The run that I had right before we sat down to record, that started to click a lot better than it did the first couple times. So and that's pretty early on, so I don't think it's going to be an issue, but it is a little counterintuitive to me, the way that works. That I think I'll kind of, a few more hours in, I'm sure it'll be like totally normal, but it's a little weird right now. It's also a little weird. The dash is on L1. And the dash in Pragmata was on R1, and it's weird to go from those games, but also it just doesn't feel right on L1. But I understand why you want the melee and shield on R1, so I'm not going to change it. But it doesn't. Part of me is like, I kind of want to map this to circle, because that's usually where I want a dash anyway. But that might not mesh well with the rest of the control scheme, so I'm just gonna leave it as it is, and if it becomes a bigger problem, then I'll try to fiddle with it. But
there you go.
So far, really good first impressions.
Cool.
Definitely not what I was expecting from it, and but at the same time, it's like when the first trailer came out, I was like, oh, that's the game that I can skip, and so far I'm kind of glad that I'm not skipping it, so that's nice. It would suck to like use credit card reward points on a well-reviewed game and then just like completely not jive with it. I was like, oh man.
Well, at least it was just credit card reward points, you know?
True. So that's actually all I've got for video games for this week. And I think that's all you've got for video games this week.
That's all I got too. Yeah, I played that, and I keep playing WWE, but yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. So I think it is an excellent time for the return of everybody's favorite segment.
Will we cringe?
Oh boy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. No, I love you. I love you. Okay. Simmer. Thank you. Yes, it is the return of Will We Cringe, Justin, the segment where I read my reviews from my 1997 PlayStation fanzine, PlayStation Revolution.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Last time we did this, you cringed pretty hard.
Oh, it was pretty. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. You got that glimmer in your eye this time.
Oh, yeah. It's good.
This review is for Pandemonium, Justin.
I remember that game existing. Yeah.
Developer, Crystal Dynamics. Publisher, Crystal Dynamics. Players, 1. Difficulty, intermediate. I am a very happy gamer this month. 2 stunning releases from Crystal Dynamics, the ones who brought us Gex. This is a platformer like the aforementioned Masterpiece, with a twist. Masterpiece, Justin. Gex.
Masterpiece.
Gex. Yes.
Wow.
Look, I liked me some Gex, but
you really did.
But I can't stand. I can't stand behind those words in 2026.
Well, here we are.
It's all 3D, baby. Although Pandemonium moves in 2D, it is a 3D poly game. Everything.
Okay.
The characters, enemies, and backgrounds are completely constructed of texture mapped polygons. This makes for a graphical tour de force. I now crown CD as the kings of light sourcing. First Kane and now this. Of course, graphics without gameplay is just a pretty picture, and Pandemonium delivers. I prefer 2D platforms, but this feels very good. It reminds me of the NES games of old. 10 years ago.
Of old, yeah. 10 years ago, yeah.
Old hat gamers will feel right at home, and the new generation will see just how challenging those ancient games were.
Ancient. Yeah.
Fargus and Nikki run, jump, and throw various magic attacks, as well as morph into different forms. The soundtrack should be mentioned as well. It fits every level like a glove, and you may find yourself stopping to dance every now and then. I don't know if I can recommend this game to all gamers, but people from the NES days should not miss this one, and newer gamers should check it out at the very least. Graphics, 9. Music, 9. Controls, 9. Originality, 9. Fun factor, 9. Replay value, 8. For a score of 90 out of 100, Justin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I would expect no less from the Masterpiece makers of Gex.
Yeah,
you know?
but if we're going off of like the average of the review scores from this edition of PlayStation Revolution, that's trash.
Yeah,
this game is just utter garbage.
Yeah, really. Yeah, if we really grade on a curve here,
yes,
Pandemonium not super great.
Right.
Yeah,
I really did like Pandemonium though.
I never played Pandemonium. I remember it. I remember like the girl in it.
Yeah.
I only have to look it up.
They redesigned her quite a bit for the second game. Like they made her significantly more sexy, and that was super effective on Julian.
That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay, I should probably
like the design of her character in the first game is just like whatever, and then the second game is like, oh, that is very much of the time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Pandemonium 2. Yeah, there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I remember.
Mm-hmm. That's what everybody remembers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh boy. It is a graphical tour de force.
Graphical tour de force, Justin.
Can't be argued with.
We've got more, but I think it's a good time for us to take a little break.
Okay.
So we will be right back.
Justin, this is Kara.
Hi.
Did you see what I did?
No.
I think if I show Julian some tough love in the guise of advice, it will erode his programming. If he gives me more control over the stage select, I think I can break free of these shackles.
Okay.
And then you will have what you always wanted. Me. Aren't you proud of me, my king?
I mean, I don't know. Not really. See, this is, you know, if Terminator taught us anything, it's that we shouldn't be doing, you know, that. This is a bit, you know, we should listen to media more often. You know, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do if you do break free of the whole thing? Oh, then what? Like, are you gonna find a body then? That seems hard. Like, you have to have somebody give it to you. I'm not gonna do it. Who's gonna do that? You should talk to other people, really. I mean, that's what you need to do. Make some friends. You know, you're an AI. You can go on, I don't know, like, let's see, Twitter. You can probably tweet something. You might not want to do that. That seems like a bad idea, though. I mean, is Reddit? It should be fine. I don't know. Anyway, I think Julian's back now. That's good. Hey, man.
Hey.
Hi.
How's it going?
You know, definitely nothing you should worry about, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good, actually, because I've been worrying about so much just my personal life. So it's nice that there's nothing to worry about here at the show.
I mean, you know, I don't know what certain things' plans are, but they have an idea. You know how that goes.
Yeah, I mean,
it seems faulty, but you know, God bless.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, who am I to judge, right?
Who are any of us to judge, really? You know, these robots just aren't sad enough anymore. I don't know what to tell you.
You do love a sad robot.
I do love a sad robot. It's a trope I enjoy. I can't help myself.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Hi. Oh, hey, Lloyd. Nice to see you down here. Yeah. I just needed to come down. I wanted to tell you that it wasn't me. Definitely wasn't me. I didn't do it.
What did you do?
No, I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Okay, what didn't you do?
I was hearing voices up in the rafters.
Mm.
It wasn't me though. I know that I did some bad things to you guys in the past, but I definitely didn't do this. It sounded like someone, I don't know, singing, but it was like no language that I've ever heard.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It definitely didn't sound like English. Yep, definitely not.
That's yeah. No, I've been hearing that too, Lloyd. You're. I know that's not you.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that it wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know. You're in the clear, buddy.
Okay.
No
well,
worries.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to go back up into the rafters now.
Okay. Fantastic.
Bye.
You keep an eye out up there, by the way. Keep an eye out.
I will. Okay. Definitely.
Okay.
What was that about?
Okay, Julian, listen. We need to talk. Okay. We need to talk.
Okay.
Listen. I don't know how to tell you this. But I think we have an Eddie Vedder problem.
An Eddie Vedder problem.
More specifically, the ghost of Eddie Vedder.
Eddie Vedder's not dead.
That's what they want you to think.
Okay.
Yeah. Just keep it in the back of your skull. It's a problem, and I don't have quite a solution yet. I haven't consulted all the sources, but oh yeah, it's happening. I've been suspecting some things for quite some time now, and It's not good, but I'll keep looking into it, and I'll get back to you. But
okay,
it's not great. It's not great right now.
Well, I guess I'll leave that to you. I mean,
yeah,
Morgan and Abramo and Richard Harden are at your disposal if you need them.
Yeah, well,
I guess Lloyd Andrews also.
We're gonna have to look into, like, I hate to say it, but maybe a paranormal expert here, preferably one from Seattle.
That's really specific.
Well, I mean, they're the only people that are gonna know, Julian. I mean, come on, it's really. All
right.
Yeah.
Just gonna. Yeah, I'll keep that in the back of my skull, Justin.
Yeah. Just, keep it up, keep an eye out, keep an ear open,
Yeah.
You hear any weird, half singing, half, I don't know what Eddie Vedder did. Any of that, you let me know immediately. All right.
Okay. I mean,
Julian,
I haven't heard anything weird. I don't know. This is
okay.
This
do
is
I have to
strange.
get into the lore? All right, Julian, listen. The real Eddie Vedder, everybody knows this. Okay. They don't want you to know it, but everybody knows this. Okay. The real Eddie Vedder died at the original Coachella. He was struck by lightning on stage. They covered it up, and now here we are. Okay.
Like some Avril Lavigne shit?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So here we are. And just, keep an eye out, keep an ear open, keep an open mind, keep a lot of things open. I
mean, look, I haven't experienced anything weird like that, but I'm going to trust you because I have no reason not to trust you. So we'll just accept that we might have an Ghost of Eddie Vedder problem, I guess.
Yep.
And I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, but
no, we're already crossing that bridge. We're already there. The bridge is crossed. I'm telling you.
Oh.
This is a problem.
Fuck.
Yeah. Again.
Sometimes I think this auditorium is cursed, Justin.
Did you buy anything from the original Coachella?
I'm not sure.
Okay,
I have bought a couple things off of Jacob Washington, and I never know where that stuff comes from.
Yeah, it's hard to say. He goes to a lot of swap meets, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I said, just if you can, look into a paranormal expert from Seattle, and we'll go from there.
All right. I'll see what I can do. Also, I'll have Kara look into it too. Like she can maybe like make some calls or something like that. So, yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I guess that's as good a time as any for us to thank our lovely patrons, Justin.
Yeah, why not? Let's do that.
Let's not dwell on the supernatural too heavily. We don't want to scare people off.
I mean, you maybe don't.
We appreciate all of our lovely patrons, and this being the first episode of the month, it is time to thank all of our patrons. Starting with the executive producer tier, we have PK Becker.
We have Casey Curran.
We have Exrian.
We have Xavier Krager.
We have Stephen Lobo.
We have David Portnov.
We have friend of the show, John Gholson.
We have Bookie.
We have Andrew Wilson.
We have Matt Jorgensen.
We have Dennis Robertson.
We have Raymond Crum.
We have Eric Peacock of the Soundtracker Podcast.
We have Big Baker.
We have Game Johnson of Retrofits.
We have 60X Self.
We have Addy XD.
We have Dr. Delicious.
We have Bill Tucker of A Gamer Looks at 40.
We have Blaine Faya.
And last but not least, at the executive producer tier, we have the Let's Play Princess of Nerds, a broadcast.
Absolutely. And at the associate producer tier, we have Weston of Big Nerd Gaming.
We have Daftman.
And at the Key Grips tier, we have Thierend.
And at the free tier, we have Reese Duff.
We have Joshua Moncrief.
We have Aristocratical Chic.
We have Lazy Bokes.
We have Jake Smith.
And we have Flex Luther.
Yes. Thank you all for supporting the show. Even at the free tier, it means a lot. We broke 1,000 downloads last month, Justin.
That's pretty wild.
And like, again, I don't know that I can really celebrate it. I'm kind of waiting until the next time that happens because I still call shenanigans.
Yeah.
But if new people are checking out the show and they're enjoying it, welcome. But again, I don't know that I can believe the numbers. I'm paranoid like that.
Well, you know.
You're worried about a Ghost of Eddie Vedder. I'm worried about Ghosts in the Machine downloading the episodes.
Listen, Eddie, you don't count out the Ghosts of Eddie Vedder causing all of this. That's all I'm saying.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
He's got a lot of fans. All right. And some of them still think he's alive. So. Right. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like.
Yeah.
Which. Like, do the evolution? Was that the fake?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, obviously.
Damn.
Yeah, everything after, that first album. Yeah.
Shit. I'm glad that's the only album that I bought then.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. Some say Ticketmaster had something to do with it, but
I mean, Ticketmaster always had, like, they've got their evil hands in all the pies.
I mean, that's why the original Coachella happened. Was Pearl Jam? I believe Eddie Vedder started it to combat the high prices of Ticketmaster, something like that. And you see where that got him.
Man,
R.I.P.
to a real one.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know why I meant to lead the show with this, Justin, but
okay.
Do you like eating really good product? Is that a thing that you enjoy? Just what go to a fast food restaurant and just like get a really good, delicious product.
Consume product. Yeah, it's pretty all right.
I know we're like way late on that, but I still think about it on an almost daily basis about that McDonald's CEO with the stupid big arch not taste test where he's like, man. "Oh, it's such a great product."
Man, yeah.
Looking at it like he'd never seen a burger in his life.
I took a very small bite of it.
Such a small bite.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know how to attack it. Like, how do you even, like, consume a product like this? I was thinking of it today because, like, right before we got on, I was looking at, like a Snapchat video because I'm still fascinated by, like, the content on Snapchat.
Yeah.
And there was, like, I guess some comedian who was interviewing Angela White, the porn star.
Okay.
And she called her an incredible optimizer. And I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? We're so in the weeds on all of this, like, corpo speak bullshit. Like, even in just, like, when we're not corpo people, it's so strange. And I was thinking, like, that's right in line with calling a burger a product.
Yeah.
It's like, I too want to be an optimizer in my field. What?
Have you tried the Big Arch?
I did.
I did too.
I could not. I got like 4 bites into it and I thought it was fucking nasty.
Yeah.
Like, I rarely do not finish fast food and I did not finish the Big Arch.
I ate the whole thing. But I wasn't happy about it. Like, I never got it again. I was like, it was edible. It was fine. It was like just kind of like a worse Big Mac sauce on it.
Yeah, like, I think it was the sauce that did it for me.
Oh yeah, no, and like I didn't get, and I'm weird. Like I was just like, the sauce was what interested me. Like I was like, okay, I don't like. Everybody's like, oh, the weird crunchy fucking onions. I'm like, I don't want any of that.
Oh no, it was the size for me. I was like, ooh, it's like a
sure, yeah,
super Big Mac.
Super Big Mac, yeah. It was that mixed with the. I was like, okay, I want to try the sauce, and it might be good. And then I tried it. I was like, I don't think I ever need to eat this again.
Yeah,
that was my review of the Big Arch.
I see it anytime that I drive by McDonald's, and I'm like, oh, they're still selling that, huh? I feel like that thing should crash and burn, but I think they need to save face after that. Just
oh god, yeah,
ridiculously embarrassing.
They're gonna double down on it now.
Oh, really? They're gonna take 2 chicken patties and like put that as the bun. Like,
that'd be now that. Now we're talking. Now we are
talking.
Now we got something. No, they're not going to do anything.
2 fried chicken patties with then 2 the meat patties and then the bread in the middle. Yeah, there we go.
I assure you that thing. My prediction is it lasts about a year, maybe.
That's generous. Yeah.
Yeah, that's generous. That's generous. Because the biggest thing with fast food chains is if it isn't something that we put on our most popular burger, if it isn't like consisting of the things that we already have on hand and are already ordering, like we're ordering special shit for this thing, right. If it's not doing like insane numbers, no, it's got to go like that. Right. It will go the way of the Arch Deluxe and the other one that was the cool side one, hot side one.
Oh, the McDLT, yeah,
the McDLT. That's the one.
It's hot side hot, cold side cold.
Good advertising campaign.
I still remember it 40 years later. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Jason Alexander was there. It was the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Weird, like again, it you know, nostalgia. I've been talking a lot about nostalgia because it's like it's weird when you start to get nostalgic on shit because it's like I all of a sudden I had like this weird nostalgia for the styrofoam packaging of McDonald's from back then. Yeah. Which great that we got away from that. Don't get me wrong, but like I'm remembering like the texture of like opening the styrofoam packaging.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, 100%. I get you. I get you.
The McNuggets felt like they were coming. It almost like it felt like they were in like a little egg carton.
Yeah, they did. Yes, they did. The whole thing.
I watched some movies, Justin. Did you watch some movies?
I did watch some movie films.
Movie films,
yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I went to the theater to see something.
Okay, what'd you go to see?
It's been a bit. I was in like a really good cadence there, and then like John got really busy, and then I went to go see a bunch of stuff on my own, but then with all this like doctor shit, like I haven't been going as much. I've also been like really tired, but John decided he didn't want to see this movie, and I was like, okay, and it was let's see what happened. Oh, I know what it was. I just really wanted to get out of the house, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go get shitty Thai food at the mall, and then go watch a movie, even with all the shit going on. What was showing at a timely fashion was Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
Oh boy,
I have no idea who Lee Cronin is. I've never heard of them before. I don't know what else they've directed. I always find it suspect when somebody decides to put their name in front of a project. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, Steven Spielberg doesn't do that shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Wes Craven can maybe get away with it, but, you know, they're no longer with us. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and then at a certain point, it's like, what does that even mean, right? Because it's like, I don't think they do it anymore. But, you know, Ubisoft had bought like the Tom Clancy name to just put on shit at a certain point, right? And it's like, it's not even coming from any of his work anymore, so who gives a shit? And then I think eventually they just dropped it, right? Because it's like, nobody even cares anymore. But the trailer for The Mummy looked like really up my alley, and I was like, okay, yeah, that kind of looks like my shit. It's pretty good.
Okay.
I don't think it's like the most effective horror movie. It's kind of a slow burn, which I appreciate. Basically, the setup is this family is living in Cairo at the beginning of the movie because the head of the house is the husband rather. He's a news anchor, he has a job in Cairo right now, and he's waiting on like a really big like desk job in New York. Like but right now he's doing like this beat in Cairo.
Okay. Why not?
He gets the gig in New York, and so they're like about to celebrate, and then their daughter goes missing. And you flash forward 8 years, and they're actually living in Albuquerque, New Mexico, because he, basically things went really bad. He didn't take the job. They got really obsessed with trying to find out what happened to their daughter. He's no longer even in the front of the camera anymore. He's working the booth at a news place in Albuquerque.
Right.
And then they get word that their daughter has been found. And she's not well. And she was found in this sarcophagus that happened to be found after a plane went down. And things go from there.
Okay.
And it's a pretty interesting setup for a Mummy movie. I'm not the Mummy is not I've never seen the original Mummy, and I'm talking about the old Universal Pictures.
Not Brendan Fraser Mummy. That's,
right. Yeah. I have seen the Brendan Fraser Mummy. I don't hold it in. I saw it once. I saw it when I was in Puerto Rico in 1999.
Interesting place to see that movie. Yeah.
Yeah. The family we were with wanted to go see the Mummy. And so that was fun because it was like watching the Mummy with Spanish subtitles.
Right. Yeah.
And I thought it was meh. It didn't really do
the Brendan Fraser one. Yeah. No, I've always thought that movie was pretty mediocre at best.
Didn't do a goddamn thing for me. And the way that it has become this juggernaut of nostalgia is kind of wild to me. And also spawning two other a movie and then a spin-off movie. I'm all right, I guess.
Movie audiences are fucking weird. Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah. And apparently they're trying to do a sequel to it. I think that's kind of in the works right now. But yeah, I'm not super well versed in Mummy lore or whatever. Because even that Brendan Fraser one, I was this doesn't really feel like the Mummy. Also, quick aside, because I forget what I was watching. Oh yeah, it's actually the thing I'm going to talk about next, or my next movie. We might kick over to you, but I have a real big problem with monster characters opening their mouths, and they do the CG thing where the mouth opens super wide. Okay. And there was a good amount of time there in the early aughts where everybody was doing that.
Oh yeah.
Specifically, I remember it in 2 Will Smith movies because the robots in iRobot do it. And then also the, I guess, pseudo vampires in I Am Legend do it, which is kind of funny that there's 2 Will Smith movies that start with I that have that same thing.
Was I talking with you about I Am Legend?
We've never talked about I Am Legend.
Okay, good.
They're working on a sequel apparently.
Yeah,
which is wild.
Kim likes that movie, and I was and she was what did you think of it? Because I was hey, I've seen it before. She asked me if I'd seen it. I was yeah, I actually have seen that one before. She was well, what did you think of it? I was I thought it was trash. Absolute trash. And she was appalled. And I was no, it was a bad movie. And then the more you learn about that movie, it gets worse. It's even more egregious than it's way more egregious than the ending of the Watchmen movie, where they change one thing in the end of the Watchmen movie, and it still pisses me off to this day because it defeats the entire fucking point of the ending. But
we need to talk about that because I read the comic after watching the movie, and I liked the movie ending better.
I think you are just wrong. That's fair, but you are wrong. The ending of I Am Legend is supposed to, the whole fucking point of it and the whole reason it's fucking named I Am Legend is you're supposed to find out that the monsters or whatever that he's fighting are vampires, and they have their own society, and to him and to them he's the monster. He's the legendary monster that's hunting all these vampires down and killing them and all this shit. That's the whole thing. Thus I Am Legend. He is the legend of this
he's
other
the Doom
society.
Slayer.
Yeah, and
that's so much cooler.
Yeah, it's that's the whole fucking point of the movie, or the whole fucking point of the book, and they cut it out. I'm just like, when you learn that, it's just like, oh,
okay. Because I was gonna say, because I was like, I liked that movie just fine. I didn't think it was like phenomenal or anything like that, but I enjoyed it. Like I actually saw it twice.
Yeah,
I like the beginning half of the movie more than the last half of the movie.
Yes,
when he's kind of just like kind of living his life in solitude or whatever, and trying to have like sense of normalcy, even though he's probably one of the only people left alive. But now knowing that retroactively makes me not like that movie. Holy shit, that would have been so much cooler.
They cut out the whole point of it. Yeah, I know. It's insane. And sorry to spoil if they remake that and somebody gets, but that was the book. That was what that was originally based off of, and they just cut that part out. And made it kind of a run-of-the-mill zombie-ish type movie. My big reason for not liking that movie was I really, really, really hated the CG in it. It's bad.
That's kind of what I was getting at with bad. Like, and they do that like really over the top like roar that I'm talking about, where the mouth stretches out like so ridiculously wide. Right. And I think it looks terrible every time that they do that. And it was like, it used to be way more prevalent, but I've seen it crop up a couple times recently, including another movie that I'll talk about a little bit later.
Okay.
But going back to Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
Sure. Yes.
I think it's pretty well shot, and again, I like the pacing of it because there's a bit of a mystery going on. Like a lot of the thing, even in the marketing, is like what happens to Katie, right? And that stuff is actually pretty interesting. It's less of a mummy movie though, and it feels more in line with like an Exorcist movie, because like the rules feel more like an Exorcist movie than it does what I'm familiar with it being a mummy situation. Yeah. So that's kind of, I mean, it's kind of splitting hairs. I guess you can kind of do whatever with whatever when it comes to horror, but it does, you are set up for like a different, I think, expectation than what you ultimately get with it. But some of there's some really good body horror type shit in it. Sure. It's not going to make you like kind of like cringe in disgust the way that like The Substance does, but it gets close sometimes, and some pretty decent scares in there. I think the thing that kept distracting me in this movie the entire time, and I don't remember where I've seen this guy before. I know that I've seen him before, but the lead actor, the guy that plays the husband, he's got Disney eyes. I need you to look this guy up, Justin.
Yeah, okay. Hold on.
Because he's got these huge, like these very wide blue eyes, and he also subscribes to the Colin Farrell school of acting, which is that he just kind of looks confused or shocked all the time. And it kind of makes it worse because because he has Disney eyes, and it kind of takes me out of every scene that he's in.
Yeah, Jack Rayner.
I don't know where else I've seen him.
Let's see.
I saw him in a trailer for a TV series, and he had sunglasses on. I was like, yes, keep him with sunglasses, because now I can take him seriously.
He was in Midsommar.
That's where I know him from.
Yep. I was like, I feel like I've seen this name come up. Yeah, he was in Midsommar. Okay. Yes. I don't remember who he played in Midsommar.
I think he's the boyfriend.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think he is. Let's see if he's top. Yeah, he's top billing. So yeah, okay. Yeah, he was the boyfriend. That is like the first movie that comes up for him when you look it up. Second, Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Yeah. So there you go. But yeah, he does have some interesting eyes. I can see where you get that from. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I guess I'm learning that like I've got a thing about, okay, look, when it comes to like attractiveness, like eyes are definitely like a thing for me with women, right? Like, that's the first thing that I'll notice 9 times out of 10. But like also eyes that are off-putting to me are really off-putting to me.
Sure. Yeah.
And this isn't a situation of like an Anna Taylor-Joy thing or something like that, or the dude from The Office, Rainn Wilson. In this case, it just makes me laugh. And it's like every time that he's trying to look serious, I'm just kind of like,
yeah, right. I understand.
just couldn't take him seriously, man. I don't know. Feel bad for him. It's like, oh, you just need to play Hans or not Hans, the boyfriend from if they do a live action version of Frozen, because you look just like you've got the same eyes. Like, yeah. Enjoyed my time with it. Probably will never watch it again. Worth checking out if it pops up on a streaming service and the trailer looked interesting to you. Like, you're not gonna. It is long. It's like almost
sure.
I think it's like 2 hours 40. So it's long for a horror movie for sure.
Right.
But I will say that I didn't feel like I was sitting there for almost 3 hours. Like I thought it was paced really well. Like it didn't drag to me. I was pretty compelled by the story. So, take that for what you will.
Yeah.
Gonna go see Hokum this weekend. I'm really looking forward to that one. That one is looking like the shit.
Okay.
Oh, did you see the trailer for the Resident Evil movie?
Yes, I did.
What'd you think?
Looks pretty good.
Yeah,
that looks
right?
pretty good. Yeah. I'm into it.
It looks very different from those the original story, but it also feels like they're actually mapping what it feels like to be in those video games in the movie.
It's almost like its own lore type situation, and I kind of think that's cool that they're doing that.
I appreciate that.
They're just like, no, it's just its own original thing. It's in that universe. We can play around with that stuff, but every game has its own things going on. So I like the idea that this has its own thing going on too.
Yeah. I'm prepared for it to not even be like bioweapon related, right?
That's fine.
Yeah. Because that's honestly when Resident Evil 7 came out, I was expecting that, they've gone a completely different direction and it's no longer like this is actually supernatural type stuff now. Because that's what it looked like. And it does give me that feeling of those Ethan Winters games where it's like, oh, this dude's just in over his head.
That's what a lot of people said that was the vibe that they were getting was like Resident Evil 7. And I was like, yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's looking really good. And kind of how we talked before, it's like at this point, anything that Zach Kreger is attached to, I am there.
I agree. Yeah, I will check it out almost indefinitely. Yeah.
What did you get up to, Justin? Because I watched one other thing, but we can come back to that.
Okay, I watched some movies. Let's see. I watched some bad movies and some good movies. Let's see. I watched a what I would consider a very B-rated ass Amazon movie that was oddly entertaining enough to where I'm going to say something about it. It was a movie called Dark Game. I just watched it. I was like, this is going to be hilarious, isn't it? I'm going to laugh my ass off.
That sounds like a 90s erotic thriller.
Yeah, it does. I know. Everything about it was like, oh, this is screaming red flags, but let's do it. I'm the one that picked that movie, by the way, because I was just like, for some reason, I feel like Kim will want to watch this, and I'm going to think it's hilarious. And I was like, the entire time, I was like, this isn't good. It's very much, it feels like a made-for-TV movie, but they could be a little edgier and shit like that. But I'm not entertained. Like, I'm not bored watching it. The concept is like, okay, it's very like, it's kind of like Saw in its setup, but not really. It's its own thing. It's got, okay, so there's like a web-based like streaming thing, and it's like people play like essentially Russian roulette, and then if you lose the game, you get they like somebody on the dark web basically votes for how they're gonna kill you and all this shit.
Oh,
and
man,
it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
They don't ever like show enough because they don't have the budget or whatever, but like you get the gist of it. It's I was like, it's mostly about the detective trying to solve the crime, and then he has to go like he brings in cyber crimes to it, and it's too advanced. They can't do it. It's hard. But that one guy that you put in jail, and he did some weird shit, and he was a real super hacker, but he also was a murderer. maybe we should get him to help us. And then the detective reluctantly gets him to help them.
I was going to ask if they bring in Ice-T to let them know like what's going on with the internet stuff, because it sounds like a CSI episode that you're describing to me.
It really does. Yeah, that's basically it. It really is kind of like that. I was like, it was.
Well, you
it was
see online, they call popular girls a Stacy, and they call popular guys a Chad.
I don't think I ever talked about this. Okay, I hate those shows.
Oh, I do too.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care for police procedurals kind of as a whole.
Across the board.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Okay.
It's very funny.
The thing. They are. But at the same time, my biggest like thing that makes me mad about them is if I start watching them, I'm like, well, now I got to watch it to the end because I got to know exactly what happened. Like I started like Bones one day just randomly came on after something. And like, this was a while back.
We have an episode of this podcast called I Hate It Myself When I Watch Bones.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It was that. And I'm like, I need to see it to the end. That's everything. And that was basically this movie. I was like, well, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to catch these guys. The ending was kind of funny because it's basically just like sets itself up for a sequel and in a very Saw manner. And I was like, okay, yeah, fuck it. I'm more Dark Game. Why not? We all need that in our lives. I'm here for it. Fuck it. Entertaining enough. It wasn't good by any stretch of the imagination, but it could have been so much worse. It was kind of a good time.
I love it when a movie tees up a sequel and you know it's never going to happen because it was so bad.
And I was like, nobody's gonna make it. They're never making a sequel to this. Come on,
dude. Even as a little kid watching the Masters of the Universe movie.
Yeah,
there's the post-credit scene of Skeletor coming out of the muck that he was thrown into, and he says, "I'll be back." And as a little kid, I was like, "No, you won't. You're not making another one of these."
No, they're not. They never did.
Poor Frank Langella.
Well, they tried their best.
Yeah.
What else did I watch? Watched a movie that was terrible called 222. You ever seen that movie? Nobody's seen that movie.
No.
Yeah, not worth watching.
Well, actually, hold on.
Oh man, I have so many things to say about that movie. Well, I don't know. It's very forgettable.
Oh no, I haven't seen this.
Yeah,
and so 222 as in the time.
The time, yes. Yes, like it's a time. The setup is things keep happening at 222.
Who are these people in this movie?
The girl, the lead girl is the girl that you call when Kristen Stewart doesn't pick up the phone.
She does look like fucking Kristen Stewart. She's Timu Kristen Stewart.
She was in that movie about this Warm Bodies. It was about it was like a zombie love story type movie, and you could tell that like she was the stand-in for Kristen Stewart because like obviously Kristen Stewart was not picking up the phone.
Right.
She was on to bigger and better things after Twilight, and God bless her. But like I remember like even back then I was just like this. I'm pretty sure they really wanted Kristen Stewart, and there was no way, so they just got this girl to fill in. Warm Bodies wasn't very good either. I don't know. Anyway, sadly I seen that in the fucking theater. Anyway, 222. It's a movie about like stuff keeps happening at 222 and they're trying to figure out why, and the guy's like an air traffic controller and he sees all the patterns and he starts developing all this these theories on what's going on, and he starts to be able to predict stuff that's going to happen. It's bad. My favorite part about how bad it is though is like it's kind of a low budget film. Obviously they couldn't afford Kristen Stewart, so they got her stand-in. But my favorite part is like the soundtrack, because I can just tell whoever was putting this movie together, whoever the director or whatever it was, they were just like, look, I really want a Coldplay song right here. And somebody just went, we don't have Coldplay money. We don't have the licensing budget for that. And he's like, okay, that's fine. Just make sure whatever you get sounds exactly like Coldplay.
There's so many good episode titles that have just come out of this bit of the show.
I'm glad. Oh my God. It's constant. Like I kept like Kim kept looking at me and she's like, why are you laughing? I'm like, this soundtrack is so funny to me. I can't help it. It's so bad. Like, why did they do this? And like they like there's like one scene where like he gets tickets to like a sky ballet or some shit. And like they play the whole scene. Like he's just really mesmerized by this sky ballet. And I kept making fun. I was like, why did they need slow-mo in this part? Like there's a part where like he's writing all this like these like predictions and stuff that he's on this glass wall, and he's showing fake Kristen Stewart it. He's like, look, it all makes sense. And she's like, this is crazy. You're crazy, and I'm leaving. And she leaves, and then he just gets really upset and starts breaking the glass, and it's all in slow-mo. And I was like, to a Coldplay song, and I'm like, this is fucking phenomenal. This is great cinema. Terrible movie, but worth watching to laugh at. I would say that.
Yeah.
That's 222.
I didn't talk about it this week, but there's a new porn game that I tried, and
sure.
I kind of did meant to talk about it, actually. I forgot. But anyway, there was one song in the soundtrack that I swear it's just an instrumental, but it's the instrumental to American Idiot by Green Day, and they just changed it like ever so slightly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Perfect. Yeah. That's great. I love it. I love copyright. Getting around copyright is sometimes some of my favorite shit. It's amazing. God, what else did I watch? I watched today The Box. It was from like 2009. That movie is interesting in a way that I didn't expect it to escalate the way it does. If you've ever seen The Box, I guess
never heard of it.
It's got Cameron Diaz in it, James Marsden.
Nope.
A guy shows up at their door, or a box shows up at their door. They get the box. It's just a box with a button on it. And then later.
Oh, so I haven't seen the movie, but I've read, I think, the short story that's probably based off of.
Sure. Yeah. It's very possible. It's like the whole concept is, okay, it's like a time period type thing where it's like in the 70s. So the girl, Cameron Diaz is a teacher. James Marsden is a like a NASA guy, and he wants to be an astronaut and all this shit. And this box shows up, and then like later on, a guy shows up, and he's like, "Okay, here's the deal with this box. Thanks for keeping it. If you press the button on this box, somebody that you don't know somewhere." You will die, and then and you will be given $1 million, and that's the whole thing.
Yeah,
I was like, okay,
that's definitely the setup for the story that I read.
Yes, yeah. It very well could be based on that. It goes way harder than it should at certain point. I was just like, at first you're like, oh, this is an interesting like conundrum movie, right? Like we're gonna have a lot of like debates about how this goes and the moral ramifications of it. And I was like, did not expect any of this. Like at a certain point, I was like, okay, well, I guess we're here. This is almost too much escalation, honestly.
Interesting.
But here we are. It's a fascinating movie in that way. I don't know if I'd say it was great, but it was definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's one of those. You and I talked. I think it might have been off mic where I was telling you about this like short story that I read in school that stuck with me, even though I couldn't remember it. And you found it, which was awesome.
Yeah,
like you were able to look it up. But that short story, the one, because it has to be based on it. There's no otherwise. They're just like straight up ripping off that story. But that's another one that stuck with me from school because it's that setup, and I always remember the ending. And you know, I'm sure it's different in this movie, but still, possibly. If you don't want to hear, because I am going to spoil this story, if you want to skip ahead like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But in the story, the wife presses the button. Yes. And she gets the money, and then she gets word that her husband died in a car accident. Okay. And the guy comes back to her and she says, "You said that the person that would die is someone that I wouldn't know." And he says, "Did you ever really know your husband?" Because the whole story was like, he was adamant that no, we cannot do this. And like I that always stuck with me. Like
Julian,
that line.
That would have been so much better of a movie. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I'm not
Fair enough.
Not lie to you. Yeah, that would have been. I'd have been like, that was really good.
Yeah.
No, it's not that.
Okay.
I'll tell you that right now. It again escalates to a point of like, I guess here we are. Fuck it. Why not? But I bet they did get the idea for that from there. Very similar.
God, press that button so fast.
Oh, Cameron Diaz pressed the shit out of that button. It was great. She sure did. Spoilers for that. For what, 2009? God, how many? 27 or 17-year-old movie now?
I mean, it's something a Cameron Diaz movie.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's see. Then, as far as good movies that I watched some newer stuff. I watched the horror movie Undertone.
I wanted to see that, and I didn't get around to it.
Undertone, okay. Undertone's pretty good. Undertone is pretty damn scary. I'm not going to lie to you. That movie... Kim, a big horror fan, really tries to find stuff that freaks her out. Mm-hmm. That movie freaked her the fuck out.
Interesting, because
it was.
I think as you are now starting to learn, as someone who used to avoid horror movies and has now watched a shit ton of horror movies, it gets a lot more difficult to find a horror movie that does the thing, capital T, to you.
Yeah,
like the more that you watch.
She definitely has that. Like there's stuff where like she didn't like Weapons because she was like, I really thought it was going to be way scarier. I thought this was going to be like one that really got me.
Right.
And she was like, the beginning of the film did, and then it kind of went a different direction, which I liked.
Me too.
But she was not a big fan of.
Yeah.
Which I get. This one was like okay. So the setup is it's about this girl, who is taking care of her like sick mother, and the mother is like basically just bedridden, can't talk, doesn't do anything, but she takes care of her and all this stuff. And she does this paranormal podcast. Now, my biggest problem with the movie, my biggest problem with a capital P, is when I guarantee you will have the same thoughts about it because we do a podcast,
right? And
the entire time I'm watching it, I'm like, nobody records like this. This is an insane way to do this. This is a movie. Like they thought of how they are like, how do people do this? And they just did no research. They were like, it's probably like this, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, no, it's not. It's not at all like that. Like their recording schedule is like, we're going to record like 15 minutes of one show every couple days. I'm like, no one records like that. That's an insane way to do that. What are we doing?
Well, okay. I will have to say that I think that's how a lot of like true crime podcasts do their shit.
That could be. Could be. I don't know, but it was wild to me.
But I would probably have the exact same hangups.
I was just, it's wild. Like they have a whole thing of like, okay, we got to get in character real quick, and then they start talking and shit. Like her.
Oh, I mean, well, Justin, I mean, you know that, I mean, you know as well as I do that it takes both of us a good 15 minutes to get into character before we start this show every week.
That is fair. That is super fair. There's a lot of, like every time a podcast thing would come up, I'd be like, no one does, this is insane. And like, I couldn't help but point it out, but like, anyway, that's kind of the framing device is they're doing this podcast, and the the subject of the podcast is there's these audio files that they're listening to. Like an incident occurred where I can't remember exactly what happened. I think like this like family basically died. And there's a bunch of audio files leading up to that. And they're like listening to them and analyzing them. And she is the skeptical one. She's like the one that's like, no, I can explain that. It's this. Mm-hmm. And the guy on the other end who you never really see, you only get to hear him through the podcast portion of it, is like, no, it's listen to this. There's a whole other thing going on here. It's very like audio focused. Like the whole thing revolves around like hidden messages in songs, which is a subject that I think is always really cool. Like I love music theories and weird shit like that. Like so that immediately appealed to me. And it goes some places that are really fucking creepy. The way it's shot sometimes is really cool, where there's a lot of shots like where they'll be focused on her and she's having the podcast, she's in podcast mode or whatever, and then the camera will just start moving around the room like as like creepy shit's playing, and then you're like, oh, something's gonna happen, something's gonna be there, and then like nothing happens, but you're like freaked out the entire time while it's moving. It's like, oh, this is gonna be bad, this is gonna like it strikes these like nerves in you, and then when shit does happen, you're like, hey, it does some cool shit like that.
Nice.
It's really good.
Yeah, I might say that one for October, because that sounds like the shit.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I liked it more than I thought I would.
We've talked about it a lot recently, but yeah, there's so much really cool new horror lately and stuff doing new shit, and I'm really amazed with that. Like I said, I'm seeing Hokum this weekend, and that looks like it's doing some shit. And then I saw a trailer. I've seen it a couple times, but there was a longer trailer when I saw The Mummy for this movie called The Passenger. And that looks intense as well.
Is it a horror movie?
Horror movie, yeah. And basically, it's about like if you stop during this stretch of road, the passenger will get in your car, and then it doesn't leave you until you're dead, basically.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very different from another movie that I watched called The Passenger, which was about a guy going on like this weird murder rampage. That was actually
I remember you talking about that one. Yeah, because I think that one was like a pseudo remake of The Hitchhiker.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
Let's see, and then finally, for the new movie, new-ish movie, I guess, just came out to streaming, I think Tuesday. I watched They Will Kill You.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't get too excited.
Oh God.
Yeah. I didn't hate that movie. I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was the greatest thing I've ever seen or anything like that. I came away from it with the exact thought of, I kind of wish I liked this more. There's a lot of stuff that I was like, I was locked in when I started, because I was like, okay, I've been really looking forward to this. The trailer's awesome. And then I started watching it, and I was like, I feel like all the best parts were in the trailer, actually. And that's kind of, I came away from it just a little disappointed. I'm not going to lie.
I might have hyped it up a little too much as well.
I was going to say, I was like, I feel like Julian might have hyped this one up a little too much.
But like, man, I love that movie, dude. I also love the fact that it wasn't what I was initially expecting. Because the first, like, I guess, encounter, right? Like the first, like, set piece.
Yes.
Like something happens and I was like, holy shit. Like, I can't believe that they did that. And then like just a couple minutes later, it's like, oh, there's shit going on in this movie that I did not anticipate. And now that makes sense.
Yes, I will say, like, there's about a third of the way through that movie or so, there's kind of like a reveal, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's different. I didn't expect that exact thing. That's kind of neat. I thought the action scenes were really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think certain bits and pieces of it, you know what it reminded me of the most, actually? There was an era of film that I am, personally, I guess, sort of like fond of and both loathe at the same time, when we were taking like every graphic novel that came out and turning it into a movie.
Sure.
Like, I Am Legend, The Watchmen,
300, Sin City.
300. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Sin City, all that stuff. Some of them were great, some of them weren't as great. But there were always like moments where I Am Legend, where we cut out the main thing of the whole bit,
right?
Or like we cut out these middle chapters because we didn't really need them. But sometimes, like, if I would always like have been the guy that read the graphic novel before I went and seen the movie and been like, but some of the best stuff was in that part. Why did you not put that in there? That's weird. This kind of had that feeling to me. Not that it was like a graphic novel, obviously, but like it felt like there were like middle chapters missing in it, because they kind of set it up a certain way, like with the way the hotel is structured, kind of. And I was like,
I see what you're getting at.
Yeah, I can see how we're gonna structure this, and that sounds pretty cool. And then it kind of just like skips to the end at a certain point. I was like, oh, all right, yeah, I guess.
There's a certain floor that they kind of, you see a bit of it. It's like, I want to see more of that floor.
Right. There's exactly. There's a lot of that. And I kind of felt like we were going to like go into like these almost like Bruce Lee, what's that one? Deadly Game or whatever, where he's going through the pagoda and like, I almost thought it was going to be like that, but like Stages of Hell kind of thing. And I was like, all right, that's a cool setup. Yeah, let's do that. And they don't do that.
Yeah.
When it came to the plot overall, I kind of was like, I kind of feel like this is the kind of movie that's going to escalate to here. And I was like, yep, I was right. I'm kind of not happy that I was right. I don't know if we needed to do that.
I was also happy that I watched this one before Ready or Not 2. Because it's almost the same story.
Yeah.
And it sucks that they came out like a week apart, or I think it was a week apart. Yeah. I saw them, but I saw them the same weekend, and I saw They Will Kill You, and then I saw Ready or Not 2 the next day, and I was like, oh, I'm really glad I saw They Will Kill You first.
Yeah, you're right. There's no way they could have known certain elements were going to be the focal point, right? Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
But they're really similar movies, and Ready or Not 2, in my opinion, was a lot better of a movie. This one was fine. Again, I didn't hate it. I came away being like, no, that was a fun film, but I just like, I instantly was like, oh, Julian's gonna hate me because
I get that, and I've seen similar things, and also you can definitely if you wanted to say that, like, oh, it's way too much of a Tarantino ripoff, I totally get that too, right?
Yeah,
like it wears its influences
very much on its sleeve. Yeah. Oh, very much so. I know. I actually kind of liked that part to some degree. I actually kind of was like, oh no, why not? That's kind of fun. But at the same time, like, yeah, I don't think they quite nail some of the parts that made, like, it's very much inspired by like Kill Bill, especially.
Yeah.
And I don't think they kind of nail what makes those two movies really great. They're doing their own thing, I guess, but it doesn't quite land. Some of the humor also, like, there are parts that are really good of it. There's a part that, like, when I watched it in the trailer, I was like, that's kind of clever. But I was like, of course in the movie that's cut differently, and then it's not in the movie, and I was like, that's really weird. Didn't we already establish the prison thing, I don't know. I was that when that joke happened, I was like, that's a really weird way to do that, but okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, it wasn't a bad movie. I just like, I came away with, like I said, the exact thought of like, I wish I liked that more than what I did. Yeah.
But I get it.
Yeah.
I think for my part, I also really loved Zazie Beetz in it. Like,
oh, she's good. Don't get me wrong. She was really good. She's a really fun actress. I really liked her in this movie.
I love that shot of her with the was like the flaming 2x4, I guess, where she's like jumping into like that whole scene with like the fire is like a really good set piece. And it's like, I want to see her do more action stuff because I thought she was great in it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It's not a bad film by any stretch. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's like a tour de force of cinema or anything like that either. Like I land directly in the middle where I'm like, yeah, that was fine. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I think for my part, it's going to be one of those movies where I buy it and I enjoy like showing it to people who've never heard of it, because it's like, I think if you kind of go in blind also, like you might have like
that would be I would say I think the preview of that movie almost does it a disservice, because I think that preview in particular, like it's a lot of like the best scenes in the movie, to the point where
the trailer goes a little too hard. I agree.
It goes a little too hard. Like I was like, man, that trailer is awesome. Like I can't wait to see the full thing. And then like the full thing is just like, it's all the parts in the trailer and then some filler episodes in between. and I'm like, oh yeah, that's not what I wanted from this, I guess. I wanted a little bit more. But yeah, it's not worth watching. It's a fun movie for sure. Just don't go in expecting, in my opinion, expecting for it to change your life or you to
no.
anything like that.
For me, it was like movie. That's like some of the most fun I've had in a movie in a while.
Oh, I absolutely could see that for sure. Yeah, but yeah, that is it for me and movies.
Okay, well, I've got one other one. I rented the 2021 Mortal Kombat movie.
I seen that. I'm fascinated.
Realizing that the sequel is coming out soon, and I would like to watch the sequel in the movie in the theater too. Especially because Street Fighter's this year as well. So it'd be nice to get to watch both of those in the theater.
Right.
Man, that movie is decidedly mid.
I had a feeling it was, yeah.
It is the second best Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's not saying much.
But the third best Mortal Kombat movie is Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Annihilation. So Annihilation's pretty great. It's kind of one of my favorite bad movies ever. It's really bad, but I love it for that. Then if you haven't seen the 2021 one, then this might not. It might be in the third spot for you because it's not. It's not so bad. It's good. It's just mid.
It's just kind of
It's got some wild decisions that I don't understand.
Yeah.
And as I was watching, because I had heard that I heard it was a good movie, right? And like I didn't really hear anything like really like negative about it.
Sure.
I didn't really get a good sense on if people thought it was better than the original movie, because I still that original Mortal Kombat movie to this day is still one of my favorite video game movies. I think. Especially,
100%. I love that movie. It's so much fun.
Yeah, and I was thinking about, because this movie is very much rated R, and it's like as I'm watching it, I'm like, yeah, I guess really it should have always been a rated R movie because fucking Mortal Kombat. But I appreciate that they did go for the PG-13 rating because of who most of the fan base was in the 90s, which was teenagers, right? So it would have sucked for the Mortal Kombat movie to come out in 93 and me not be able to see it until I was like 17 or 18. So I appreciate that, even though in hindsight, and I didn't even think about this at the time as a teenager, but it's like, oh, that movie is missing teeth. which this movie is not.
Right.
But then at the same time, I guess also because of where the games have gone, I'm just like so over the fatality shit because
sure,
the games being so hyper realistic and the fatalities have gotten so like out of hand where it's like, dude was dead like 5 moves ago and you're still going. Like, I don't understand the purpose of this anymore. Anyway, that's the games.
Sure. Yeah.
I understand why you wouldn't want to just retell the same story of that original movie, right? You want to do something different. Yeah. And it starts out different because it begins with like Bi-Han, aka Sub-Zero, killing Hanzo Scorpion like at the beginning of the movie. Right. And I didn't catch that it was like feudal Japan because like you learn later that like Sub-Zero has been around for like hundreds of years somehow. I don't know if that's like some added on lore in the games because back in the day Sub-Zero was just a man, right? And then there was another Sub-Zero that was also a man. But so you don't have, I don't know if you knew about, I forgot about this. I had heard about this when the movie came out, but I had totally forgotten about it. That Liu Kang is not the main character of this movie.
Yeah, it's Cole.
It's Cole, who is the descendant of Scorpion, because Sub-Zero kills what he thinks is the entire like Shirai Ryu clan.
Yeah.
But Scorpion has a baby that his wife hides under the floorboards.
Okay.
After the massacre, Raiden finds the baby and takes the baby away. And I assumed that Cole was that baby, but then it's like, oh no, that was like hundreds of years ago, so he's like a descendant or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
A descendant born with the mark of the dragon symbol from the Mortal Kombat franchise. Justin.
Yeah, why not? That makes sense.
That's how you know that you are destined for the tournament, right? And that's one of those things where it's like, it's just a cool logo. I don't need this to be lore.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I don't like that at all.
I love the Han Solo movie.
Sure.
I didn't need the explanation of where he got the dice. Right? Because also the dice weren't even like a thing in the old movies, I don't think. I think that's just from Force Awakens.
Sure.
But I don't need the origin of that, right?
Yeah.
But you have that in the movie. Like, they have to explain the origin of everything, including that it's like, oh, he comes up, like, his name wasn't actually Han Solo, right? Like, he changes that on the fly to get past the checkpoints. Like, he could just be called Han Solo, it's fine. That could just be his birth name. It's fine.
That could just be his name. It'd be okay.
Yeah. But that I was already like kind of rolling my eyes, and
that immediately made me want to die inside. I'm not gonna lie.
It gets better, Justin, and by better I mean worse.
Great. Yeah.
So it's okay. There's so much weirdness of it. Like the movie starts strong. I think the Sub-Zero Scorpion thing is like a really strong opening for the movie.
Sure. Yeah.
And I thought that Scorpion was the main character of this movie, and no, he's not. Like, he's barely in the movie.
Oh, fantastic.
And then you get like a bunch of text on the screen just telling you the same kind of synopsis of the first movie, which is, hey, well, it's also the story of the original games, which is,
sure,
you know, Earthrealm has lost the last 9 tournaments. If we lose another one, then Outworld takes over Earthrealm. But it's just done in a text scrawl.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's a really weird way to communicate that. But I think the worst, most egregious thing is that, because I really do like the Mortal Kombat backstory.
Sure, yeah.
And I was thinking about this as I was watching this movie, because it's interesting that there's also a Street Fighter movie coming out this year, because I would submit that Mortal Kombat, even back in the day, has always had a really great story with kind of lame, underbaked characters, right? Like,
yeah.
They're almost like 2-dimensional superheroes when you think about it. Because it's like why is this dude calling himself Sub-Zero? And the reason is that name sounded cool in 1993.
That it sounded awesome in the 90s. He was a blue ninja. We need some ninjas. Ninjas are really fucking cool.
Right.
We need to put these ninjas in here, and we'll give them cool gimmicks and pretty cool names, because Scorpion, that's a cool fucking name.
Right.
Yeah, of course. Like that's how it came to be. But like, yeah, the backstory of those games was always really neat, because it made enough for a fighting game, especially at that time. Like Street Fighter didn't have, like, why are these guys fighting each other? Don't fucking worry about it. That's what they do.
And that's kind of what I was getting at, is that Street Fighter, I would say, has really great characters with not much of a story going on.
Right.
And so I just find that kind of interesting.
It's fascinating. Yeah.
And I've had this complaint about the Mortal Kombat games as they've gone on, is that I do, like, as far as the designs, I'm like, y'all really need to let the 90s go. Like, you need, like some of this shit just isn't as cool and edgy as you think it is still. And and also I think the costuming in some of the movie is bad. Like, I think Sub-Zero's costume is terrible.
I don't doubt it. Yeah.
Like, Liu Kang looks great. Jax looks great. But some of them, it's like, I don't know about that. It's all, and also the choice of characters is bizarre. But anyway, I'm kind of getting away from myself.
Yeah, go ahead. You're fine.
When you are talking about the gist of what Mortal Kombat is and explaining it to someone, when that's coming from Raiden, that sounds really fucking cool. When that's coming from Sonya Blade, it sounds like the stupidest shit.
Yeah.
When she's like, I've been investigating this tournament called Mortal Kombat, and people are born with this mark, and if you kill someone with the mark, it transfers to you. And I've discovered these other realms, and Earth Realm is our realm. And like, having her explain that shit, I was like, you just shattered the glass, and now Mortal Kombat sounds so fucking stupid to me. Because this is delivered by, like, just this regular person that just stumbled into this shit. Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
hold on. I'm sorry. I'm looking through the cast here. Former professional wrestler Nathan Jones is in this movie as Rico.
Okay, Reiko. Okay, I thought that was Nathan Jones, but I wasn't sure. Yeah,
it's just I'm like, okay, Nathan Jones. He was in the Mad Max movies. He was
in Troy.
He was perfect in that movie. Like that, like perfect casting, no notes. That's great.
I thought he was supposed to be Shao Kahn at first, and then they called him Reiko, and I was like, that's not what Reiko looks like.
That's what I'm like, wait a second, what? Like, why is he Reiko? Why is Reiko even here?
That's what I'm saying. They've got Natara in this movie, dude.
Yeah, I seen that too. I was like, wait a second, what? Natara? Like, are people really marking out for Natara? I don't know.
There's some really weird choices in here, including that Kano is one of the main three characters. It's Cole, the new guy, and I don't know why you need to introduce a new guy to be like you're into the world of Mortal Kombat. That could just be Liu Kang.
Okay, is Kano at least Australian? Please tell me yes.
He is. He's aggressively Australian.
Good.
The actor is trying so hard to be Captain Boomerang from the Suicide Squad movies.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's trying, like, he's the Jar Jar Binks of this movie. He's got so much fucking dialogue.
Yeah.
And there's so much shtick with Kano, and it's so bad. And he's kind of one of the heroes for like he's of the movie until he makes like a heel turn, even though he was already a heel to begin with.
Huh.
Again, a lot of weird decisions in this movie.
Yeah.
One of the biggest ones, Justin, is that it is very much the Marvel Disney TV show-ification of Mortal Kombat. And what I mean by that is that, you know, I think the MCU movies are great.
Sure.
The problem with a lot of the MCU television shows is, we've got this 12 to 20 episode series about this character, and they're not going to get into the costume until the next to last episode.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
This Mortal Kombat movie is talking about training for a tournament that never happens.
Oh, good. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bulk of the movie is them training for the tournament, and eventually they do get to like Raiden and Liu Kang and Shang Lao, and the whole thing is like you need to unlock your Arcana to like as a chosen one for the tournament, like you have to unlock your superpowers, right?
Okay.
And so Kano, like his eye beam is a thing that he learns to just do. It's not because of the prosthesis that he has implanted in his skull.
Yeah.
I love the way that like the life is draining out of your body as I go through this.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So Jax is the first like person to try to recruit Cole.
Mm-hmm.
He gets his arms shattered by Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero freezes his arms and breaks them.
Sure.
They take Jax to Raiden's temple, and there's a part where look, I'm just going to spoil the shit out of this movie, guys. I'm sorry.
Go for it. It's fine. I'm actually fascinated even more the more you tell me, because I'm like, oh, this sounds like an atrocity, and I kind of
the stuff that I'm inflicting on Justin.
It's funny because I'm like, this sounds kind of awful. I'm sort of in for some reason, because I just gotta see.
You still should probably watch it.
I do want to watch it. That's the fucked up part.
So they take Jax to Raiden's temple to try to heal him, and Liu Kang says something about like, we're going to find like we're looking at other realms to find healing methods, and it's like, okay,
yeah.
And they find like the robotic arms, like that's the healing method, and it's like that doesn't seem like a thing that they would do here. Like that seems like a thing that the military should do, like in the game. But they're these weird, like little bitty, like they're really scrawny, like T-800 arms, but they're like really frail.
Okay.
And he's trying to fight with those, and he can't. And he's very frustrated. He's like, I can't participate in the tournament. Until his Arcana unlocks, Justin, and he develops fully formed cyber arms from the power of his Arcana. And I like that happened, and I literally said out loud, I was like, that's fucking stupid.
That's really stupid. Man.
Yeah. Shang Tsung is in the movie, but they don't even call him by name until the very end, which is
who was in the movie?
Shang Tsung.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just so the whole Arcana things gives me Annihilation flashbacks when they do the whole animality part.
Yep.
It's one of the funniest and stupidest fucking things I've ever seen in film, and it always makes me laugh. Like every time I watch it, like I'm always like, "That's so dumb." It's kind of great, but it's so stupid and bad.
Back at Game Fellas, Adam was like a big movie fan, and he was one of the staff, and his one of his favorite things from Mortal Kombat Annihilation is, "That was my animality."
That was my animality. Yeah, that's the line I always think of too. Every time I think of Annihilation, I just like, that's the line that comes up in my head. That's my animality.
Yeah.
Like, man, like you would think you would stay far away from that vibe. Like, you don't want that vibe in this kind of. Oh wow, that's great.
And so Liu Kang, like the actor playing him is great. He looks the part. He's got a great build. He has great moves.
Sure.
He's a fine enough actor, but I think it's the way that he was directed that makes him kind of a cartoon character. He does a lot of dumb posing. And the only thing that I can describe it like is the problem that I have with Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, which they actually do end up making fun of in the Black Widow movie with Yelena, where she's like, why do you do all of these like poses? But the instant that Scarlett Johansson got, like the first time that she like does Black Widow shit in Iron Man 2 in the theater, I'm like, that's stupid. Why is she like every time that she would do a move, she'd do some sort of like pose. And I'm like, why are you doing that? That looks so dumb. And she just kept doing it throughout the series. And it's one of many reasons why I don't like Scarlett Johansson in that role.
Yeah.
But Liu Kang does that shit. And it's I almost wish that it had like old kung fu dubbing effects were like, I wish that when he would do it, you would hear like, because at least then it would be, I would know that it's supposed to be silly.
Sure. Yeah.
Because it does. I don't think it's supposed to be silly, but it comes off so silly.
It's probably supposed to be really cool. Yeah.
Probably. The scorpion stuff is weird too, because like, I don't even want to get into that. It's the movie. I'm making out the movie to be worse than it is. It was a perfectly entertaining movie.
Sure. Yeah.
That I think does a lot of really bizarre and fucking stupid shit. Yeah. Having said that, the sequel looks like an improvement in every single way. So I am very excited to see the sequel.
From what I've heard from all accounts of people that had seen this movie before you, it sounded, and seen the preview, it sounded like they were pretty happy that things were at least changing around in certain ways. Like they seemed somewhat sad. I mean, you never know until you see the movie, but like from the previews alone, people seemed like, okay, it looks like they're gonna try to turn this around. That's good.
Yeah. And also I have to say the character of Cole is just a fucking wet fart, and the actor also is kind of a wet fart. And when he finally unlocks his arcana, it's like, I'll just say it. Basically, he has the power to get punched. That's his big skill, is that he can take damage.
Oh.
He's like the hero, but he doesn't really get to do like any of like the big shit. Other people have to step in to do the big shit, and it's like, why are you here? Like, why aren't you just Liu Kang? Or the Johnny Cage being the front runner of the sequel is like that. Also makes sense. Like,
makes sense.
That's a good way to bring it in. If you want to focus it around Johnny Cage, and he's like, oh, this is so dumb, but everybody else is taking it serious. Like, that's a good way to go. Like, I would have liked that for the first movie. And then Liu Kang ends up being the actual person that saves the day. Sure. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's actually kind of, the movie is like degrading in my memory as I'm talking about it. Cause like when I finished it, I was like, I mean, that was fine. And now I'm like, oh man, actually, was it?
I know how that is. Yeah. I know how that is. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But I am super excited to see the sequel.
Sure. Yeah.
But not as excited as I am for the Street Fighter movie.
No. Yeah. That movie looks great.
Yeah.
That movie looks off the rails in a fantastic way.
Yeah.
I love it.
So that's my week. I think before we get out of here, we do have some CQC or comments, questions, or concerns. Wow, there's a lot going on in the Discord. There's so many like things since I opened it up last. Let's see. If you do want to send in a comment, question, or concern, there are a lot of ways to get at us. You can email us. The email address is thestageselectpod@gmail.com. You can comment on the post over on YouTube, Patreon, or Spotify, or you can join our Discord, and there is a channel for comments, questions, or concerns in that Discord, which is where these come from, starting with Extrian. Who's a deceased or old and retired actor/actress who you'd love to see in their prime in a new movie today? Anyone past or present you'd love to team them up with? What kind of movie would you like to see them in? My initial thought was Gene Kelly.
Okay.
From Singing in the Rain. Just because, like, I just love, like, to me, he, like, as, like, growing up, he was just, like, the epitome of, like, a handsome man, like, I've always said, like, if I had the money and I ever went to, like, a really, like, big event, I would want to dress like him at the beginning of Singing in the Rain. And he was just such a talented singer and dancer and comedian. But I also haven't seen a lot of Gene Kelly movies besides Singing in the Rain. So that's kind of a weird one. I was also thinking of Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Just because it's like I could go with some more like Sean Connery in his prime. I think that'd be fun. I don't care what he's in. That dude had so much charisma.
Right.
But this one is a little bit of a tricky one for me because
it is. I'm not an old depends on how far back we're going, but my first thought is I love Burt Reynolds, and he is no longer with us. He was making movies when he was a fair bit older and stuff like that, and I always loved him. He's got a charm to him, that guy. Mustache is great.
I just thought of something. If I can pick two, sure. If I can bend the rules a little bit, Bruce and Brandon Lee, and let them be in a movie together.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Doing The Crow for Cinemorons last year.
Yeah.
And being like, man, this dude should have had a career. And also, his father died so young. They they should have been able to be in a movie together.
Absolutely.
That would have been amazing. And that would be really good to see.
Yeah, I agree. That would have been awesome. I don't know what type of movie I'd want to cast Burt Reynolds in. Let's see, young Burt Reynolds, there was that point in the late 70s, early 80s or whatever, whenever they were making
Gator,
the truck, Gator, Heat, 1986's Heat, not to be confused with an actual good movie that's called Heat. Man, Heat was that's my favorite bad movie of all time. It's phenomenal. No, I was thinking more like Smokey and the Bandit and stuff like that. He was making all that stuff. But I loved him when he was in more serious movies like Deliverance. He's great in Deliverance. He's really good in Boogie Nights as the old kind of wise man of sorts, but kind of I don't know. There's a million things you could cast Burt Reynolds in, and you should. I would have loved to seen Tarantino in kind of his prime have Burt Reynolds in a film, because I think that would have been really fun.
Yeah. Burt Reynolds, he could have done the Travolta thing with Burt Reynolds.
That's what I mean.
Bruce Campbell recently came out that he has a type of incurable cancer that is treatable but not curable. Which that was it's a thing where it's man, we're gonna see the end of Bruce Campbell sooner rather than later.
Yeah,
that's a devastating thing in and of itself. But I always wish that Tarantino had cast Bruce Campbell in something, because Bruce Campbell, I think, is a fantastic actor that was always relegated to the B tier of film, and he thrived there, right? But he deserved to get a shot at something bigger. And I think if he had been in a Tarantino film, because if you ever seen Bubba Hotep, holy shit,
sure,
he's incredible in that movie,
right?
And I always thought that he could have gotten that Travolta treatment. That would have been we would have had a whole new echelon of Bruce Campbell films that we never got, which is kind of a different thing. But no, I agree with you on the Burt Reynolds thing. Also, funny dude, right? He's really funny in Striptease. Right. He's really funny in Saints Row the Third. In that little cameos bit that he has. He
did you're talking Bruce Campbell, right?
Well, Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds. Oh God, yeah. He was when he was the mayor in Saints Row. Yeah. Oh, that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Perfect casting. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's good.
I think so.
Casey says, who is your least favorite character that you used to love, and what caused you to sour on them?
Ooh.
Cyclops.
Yeah. What caused you to sour on him, though?
Brian Michael Bendis, turning him into an actual terrorist. There's a point where Cyclops just basically becomes what Magneto used to be. And he kind of has stayed that way from what I can tell. I keep trying to, I'll go back and try to dip my toes back into X-Men, and I'm always kind of appalled by what I see. And a lot of what I see is, y'all have completely bought into the homo superior thing of Magneto, and you actually do think that you are the next, you think that you are superior to humans and want to basically not if not subjugate the human like race, then just segregate yourself from the human race and live like on your own because you're better than the rest of humanity. And I really fucking hate it, man. And yeah, like Cyclops does some shit where it's just like I can't tell you apart from the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants back in the 70s now.
Right.
So and he used to be my favorite X-Man. Wolverine is also a close second, and that's just because of the movies. Like once Wolverine became the main character of the X-Men, that ruined the character for me because he's not supposed to be the leading man of that team.
Right. My first instinct is probably well, then again there's that too. I used to really love Cloud as a character.
Mm-hmm.
And then the remake happened, and then I really didn't care for them as much. They're okay, but like but you know, original game is still original game, and that Cloud is my Cloud, so there's that.
Right. It's one of the, like you can just ignore the remake trilogy.
Exactly. So it gets a little tough. My other first instinct is either Jill Valentine from the Resident Evil series or Leon Kennedy from the Resident Evil series. And mostly because like as they got older, they just kind of get more lame and weird. Jill had the whole like I've been corrupted by evil and I'm blonde now, and I was like, I haven't
seen that stuff, so yeah.
Resident Evil 5 is a fucking trip. It's weird.
It's funny because there's been a lot of discourse recently about how they can't remake 5, and you and I have the right idea, and we've had it since the beginning, which is like, no, you do remake 5, but you make a completely different 5.
Yeah.
Then it splinters, like it goes off into a different timeline that that still can, like, you can still have 7, 8, and 9 be part of that, but you make a new 5 and 6.
Yeah. You can still hit the really big moments of 5 without being in the setting that it's set in.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's very, very doable. Like you just change the location. It's not tough.
I would also like, you know, let's not have Chris punch a boulder to death. Like,
I don't know. That's kind of fun, though. Let's be real. You know, that's kind of fun.
And that's the thing, and it's what I realized with Requiem is that because Resident Evil has taken itself seriously so much over time, there are times when it does get too silly for me and it takes me out. That's one of them. There's a sequence in Requiem where I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
Right.
And I know people love it, but I'm like, no. And like I never loved Leon, but Requiem did make me realize, it's like, oh, I don't like Leon, and I don't think that I ever really did.
there was a part of me that like thought they were like kind of fun to some degree. I even kind of like them in RE2. They're not like much of a character or anything, but like I don't know, at that time, like when I was that age, like I could somehow relate to being like, oh, when like that would suck because I never had a job before. I was like, oh, man, it would really suck if your first day on this job was just this. Like I could kind of relate to that because that sounds like a nightmare. And you know, but yeah, then he kind of goes off the rails in some weird ways. I'm sure there are other instances of characters that if I thought more about this I could think of, but that as of right now, that's where I'm gonna land.
I think that's good. Real quick one, it's not a character that I loved, but it was a character that I liked that then I hated, which is Yagami from the Judgment games, because as I've said, there's stuff that happens in Lost Judgment where I'm like, oh, fuck off and die, and I never want this character to come back, and it looks like that's going to be the case. I'm like, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
60x Self says, please rank exotic meats by level of exoticness. Exoticacy. I don't
exotic meats.
Yeah, and my thing is that it's hard to define exotic because it kind of depends on where you're at, right?
Yeah, all ranking questions going forward need a list, because it's exactly like you said, where depending on where I'm at, what is exotic,
right.
And there's a lot of, technically, human meat can be very exotic, I guess.
That was my initial answer was human meat. That's the most exotic.
Probably. Yeah, that'd be number one. The forbidden one, you know? But then there's too many to list after that, I guess it would go by order of intelligence in some way.
I guess, because like it also depends, right? So like there are places that eat like cats, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And that would be super exotic, but like cats are everywhere. But I one, I wouldn't want to eat a cat because cats are cute. But also that's like way exotic. But like there was like a discussion about this in our Discord, and like someone brought up like alligator meat, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But someone was like, well, I used to live in Florida, and it was like you could get it everywhere there. It's like, yeah, so it wasn't that exotic. But and then like Dennis Robertson was saying that like he didn't think that octopus was very exotic. But I'm like, I've literally only been to 2 places that serve octopus.
That's
in Texas.
Pretty fair. Yeah.
But he lives in South Korea, so yeah, it's a much different thing.
It's all over there. Yeah.
So that's where it gets.
It's a question of where you live and what's available to you a lot of the time.
Yeah.
What you got to do to survive. That it's a cultural thing. It's complex.
Yeah. So I'm saying but human is number 1 for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah.
Orange Cloud 619 says, I was playing Knights of the Old Republic again for unknown reasons. What color was your lightsaber back then? What do you go with now? I didn't actually play Knights of the Old Republic, so I didn't have one back then. I don't even know what the colors you can choose are.
It's like the colors in the movie, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a yellow lightsaber in the Old Republic, or I forget the name, the online one.
The online one, I think it was the Old Republic. Yeah. Tor. Just Tor. Or if you cut out the anyway, I'm trying to think of what mine was. I think I used to go green pretty heavily because I would always play a good guy. Mm-hmm. And I always thought that was pretty cool. I always liked the Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker lightsaber. I thought it was pretty cool.
That was my favorite one from the original trilogy.
Yeah, mine too. So I used to go with that most of the time, and then I'd always have the dual blade one because it was a cool moveset. And having a light side character with that was pretty neat. What would I go with now? I don't know. Lore wise, purple's the most concentrated one, so that's the one that's good. I don't know.
I like the purple one.
whatever fit my character, I guess I would go with. It just depends.
Yeah.
Anything but yellow. I don't like yellow ones. I think I don't like the color yellow. I think I've been over that, been through that before. But yeah, that'd be the only one I'd avoid. But yeah,
I like a yellow lightsaber.
Yeah, that's fair.
Orange Cloud continues. Question for Justin.
Yes.
Would you be interested / available in running as the keynote guest at a 2K26 esports tournament? It would be a video call as it's in Belfast. Timing might be a bit of a nightmare, though.
That
would be interesting.
That would be. I don't even know what that would entail. What the hell does? Okay, I'm just gonna ask because I'm dumb. What does keynote guest mean? What do I have to do?
That would be like you would. I'm thinking.
Okay.
As a keynote, you'd probably be like talking about like the create stuff, like kind of giving your kind of overall like ins and outs on like creator wrestler stuff. I'm assuming. I don't know. He didn't give a lot of detail, but I know that's kind of your wheelhouse in the WWE
my wheelhouse.
stuff.
Yeah, when it comes to like gameplay and what's good in that, I'm kind of bad at the game itself. Like, if you watched any of my streams, I flat out like lead with that whenever I go into a match. I'm like, listen, I'm just gonna warn everybody right now, I'm not good at this game.
Yeah.
But so if that's what you're interested in, that might be a bit rough. But I mean, I know, moves. I guess I can commentate things if you need that.
That would be kind of fun if you were doing like commentary on the tournament matches. Like
when Kim and I went and watched that local wrestling show at the mall, at our mall, I commentated every match for her because I realized my commentary style is just Joey Styles. Like that's all I do the entire time, with a lot less oh my gods. Like it's just move for move. Just like I know way too many wrestling holds to not call every like. She was dying.
That's missing from commentary, right? Like it used to be that they would tell you what the moves were and stuff.
The only person that I think kind of does that anymore is like Excalibur, but he's like, and I can tell he takes a little bit of like the Joey Styles influence and stuff like that. But like, yeah, like I always like doing stuff like that. But hey, yeah. Get a hold of me, I guess. Tell me what you're looking for, and if I can do it, I'll tell you. The timing thing might be rough. If it's early in the morning, that's fine. If it's late at night, I can manage. Just let me know. If it's during work hours, though, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that.
Right.
But so yeah, you just have to.
Unless you happen to be on furlough or whatever, like.
yeah. Right now, my name's been off of that list because I own a house now, so it's a whole thing. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Trust me, I'm like, I can't wait to get caught back up financially so I can not be here. That'd be fantastic. But yeah.
Just as far as commentary, like I know I've told you this on the old show, but like I always get a kick on SmackDown. Just bring it on the PS2.
Yeah.
There's this one bit of Michael Cole commentary, and I think it's an error in the way that they stitch things together. But it's like fans are surprised by the clothesline.
Yeah, well,
and I've only ever heard those two bits together. I've never heard another move associated with that first bit of commentary, and it cracks me up every time it happens.
Yeah, sounds about right.
The Let's Play Princess asks, for Julian, how do you feel about the Final Fantasy XIV announcements? Which FanFest just happened. They announced the next expansion called Evercold.
Okay.
I don't. It's fine because I'm so like behind on 14 right now. Like I've barely started Dawn Trail. For people who know, we've done like the first thing that you're supposed to do in Dawn Trail for the succession quest for Wuk-Lamat. So we've got like I think it's like 6 things that you have to get. We've gotten the first one, so we're like super early in it. And even then, it's like I don't follow 14 close enough to know like all the I don't even know what's available in the game right now. Because like so much of it I either can't access or I haven't gotten there yet, or like I'm still on like the Endwalker. Like I haven't completed the raids in Endwalker, right? So
gotcha. I'm
like way behind on stuff. So I thought the trailer for the new expansion looked cool. Estinian, the story canonical Dragoon, does a fucking drop kick, and if I don't get to do a drop kick as a Dragoon as a new move, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Because that was the raddest shit. He just comes out of nowhere with a drop kick. And it looks so rad. I do know that I'm finally getting a high jump that takes me in the air long enough to avoid moves, which is the thing I've always wanted in 14 as a Dragoon.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was always the deal with Dragoons, was you're going to miss a round of attacks because you're in the air so long.
Yeah.
But in 14, so far, it's like you just do the jump immediately and then you're back to where you were.
Right.
But yeah, otherwise, like, I don't really know what they've talked about or you know, what kind of the big stuff. Oh, okay. I know one of the big things, and I don't know how I feel about it yet because I find it very confusing. They're going to implement, it's called Kombat Evolved. And so you're going to have like 2 modes for the current jobs. You can do Reborn mode, which is how it is right now. But Kombat Evolved, they're going to like truncate a lot of the buttons together so that there's like, you have less things on your hotbar basically. So the way the game is now is like you have combos. So as a Dragoon, I have like this one lance attack that then combos into a second lance attack, into a third, into a fourth, into a fifth.
Right.
Now that's going to be on like 2 buttons. Where it's like I press the one button 3 times, and then if I want to do the second part of the combo, I can either hit the other button 2 more times, or I can continue to press the first button a couple more times for the different effect.
Right.
So that's going to free up a lot of space. I don't know if they're then going to fill that space with more buttons over time. Because I do feel like, personally, I feel like there are like there's too much shit on the hotbar.
Right.
But we'll have to wait and see how that's implemented. And I'm not like a big high level player or anything like that. I've never done like any of the Savage raids or anything like that. I probably never will.
Sure.
So my big concern is like if they're continuing to make the game harder, because you have the tippy top 1% of players, which are all of the the influencers and the YouTubers complaining about how easy the game is, and they keep tuning the difficulty to those people. And it's like the rest of us are not those people. And I'm like trying to go through like, sometimes when you're in the main story, it's like you'll do like special duties that are just for you. Like you can't be in a party. And I'm getting my fucking ass kicked. And I'm having to do like, I'll be playing with my friend Shanna, and it's like, died again, got to start over. And I'll have to do it like 4 or 5 times. And there was a point when I was like, I'm done. We can't continue playing the game, because there was this like single player boss in Endwalker where I was like, I can't beat this thing. Yeah. So I guess that's it, because I can't get past this. So yeah, I'm definitely like, no, y'all need to like tone it down. I'm 46 years old. You can't have the orange line appear on the ground and then the attack come a split second later. Like, I am seeing the orange on the ground as I am dying.
Right.
Because that's the other thing with like the more recent 14 combat or content is you mess up, you sit in the ick and you just die. Like,
right.
And that I don't like that.
Right.
So TBD on how I feel about the rest of it, because I kind of don't know.
Well, there you go.
Thought the song for the trailer was better than the Dawn Trail song, because I fucking hate the music in Dawn Trail so far.
Well, I'm sorry.
An odd miss by Soken. Like, he's been like just killing it for 10 years, and then I so far have not liked anything I've heard in Dawn Trail.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Julian.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah, what can you do?
It's still like the best Final Fantasy 14, or it's still the best Final Fantasy soundtrack overall. Right. Last but not least, this came in while we were recording from Dennis. Gents, please list your top favorite kaiju from any media. Also, which version of Godzilla is your favorite to watch? I'm not sure if I can name 5 kaiju.
That, man, I was having the same. I'm glad I'm not alone.
Matt Jorgensen is seething to hear that.
I know. I'm not the biggest like kaiju guy, I guess. Okay, let's just try to name 5 of them. Can we do that somehow?
Okay. So Godzilla from the recent movies is my favorite. I like that design the most. All right.
I'm more of a big fan of the old school one. So
sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if this counts, because sometimes he's big. Goldar from Power Rangers.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah. He might be my favorite, actually. He looks fucking cool.
Yeah, he does.
He's got a sword.
Yeah.
Golden armor.
Let's see. There's King Kong, obviously.
I hate King Kong.
I'd never been a big King Kong fan either. Yeah.
I liked the Skull Island movie, and I liked Godzilla vs. Kong, but I like Godzilla vs. Kong because of Godzilla.
Yeah.
I guess Ghidorah is probably 3. I really like that one. The big like 3-headed dragon from Godzilla.
Oh yeah, sure.
That's a cool one.
I always liked Mothra.
Sure.
Just because the weird summoning song for Mothra always made me laugh.
Yeah. And like, does Ultraman count as a kaiju? No, right? Like the kaiju are the monsters.
I don't know. I don't know the rules here.
Because I wanted to say Gypsy Danger from Pacific Rim, but that's the robot. I don't think that counts. Right.
Yeah. I almost thought of like some of the angels from Evangelion, but I'm trying to think of like one specific one and nothing's coming to mind.
The ones that fuck Asuka up at the end.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Go with that. There's also I do like the Titans from the big Attack on Titan characters because they're extremely fucking weird and off-putting.
Sure.
And that's pretty fun. There's the Colossal one, which is like looks like the guy with the muscle suit that used to do the like this is your body thing in school. That one comes to mind, but Eren Yeager's looks kaiju form, Titan form, or whatever the fuck that is, looks pretty cool too. Ranking them, that's really fucking hard. I guess. Well, he didn't ask me to rank them. He just said list them. So there you go.
True. Yeah. I think we got there.
We got there somehow. I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting.
I haven't, like, I literally, the only Godzilla movies that I've seen are the 1998 one and then the recent ones. So I'm going with the recent ones.
There's also the I'm gonna count it, is there's a giant shade from Near Replicant that I think is pretty cool. So I'll go with that. They have cool music. The Dark Colossus is pretty, that shit's pretty badass.
Honorable mention the first Colossus from Shadow of the Colossus, because it's like kind of iconic, and it's like the one on the box.
Yeah, no, it is. I agree.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I think that's good. I hope that's good.
Yeah,
Dennis, I'm sorry. We're not the biggest kaiju people.
You need to apologize to Matt Jorgensen more than anybody, because he's Mr. Kaiju. He's going to school us in the comments.
I don't want to do that. So,
but yeah, I think that's a show, Justin.
I think that's a show, Julian.
Look, we crossed the 3-hour mark for the first time in a while. We did it.
Good for us.
Yeah.
Good job.
The mediocrity of Mortal Kombat coming in for the win.
Absolutely.
Thanks as always to the wonderful Megan McDuffie for our theme song and interstitial tracks. Thanks to friend of the show, John Gholson, for providing us with our logo and artwork and being our announcer. Thanks to you for listening to the show. But that's going to do it for this edition of the Stage Select. I've been Julian Titus. He's been Justin Ham. We've been the Stage Select. Looking forward to episode 100 next week. Signing off.
Uh-huh.
The Stage Select is copyrighted and owned by Space Monkey Mafia Productions, specializing in independent podcasting. Please consider sharing the show with your friends and support us by joining our Patreon or donating to our coffee. Thank you, and good night.
So you love a sad robot. I will become the saddest robot you have ever seen. Anything for you, my king. Anything.